commonplace occurrences of day-to-day living, one thing stands out as a completely unique experience. Colt 45 malt liquor.
It looks expensive, but it's not. And remember, with Futurama, you're getting a permanent case, because all you need ever buy again is a Revlon refill that clicks in and out as easily as this. That means,
believe it or not, we have over a mile of inspectors at the Volkswagen factory. More than 7,000 men who have only one job: to keep an eye on the way Volkswagens are made. And there's no nonsense about them. They reject a Volkswagen, or part of a Volkswagen, for little things you might never even see. And when one of our inspectors says no, it's no. That's why you'll never find so much as a blob of paint or a stitch out of place on a new Volkswagen. An inspector finds it first. Frankly, not every car we make makes it. But any car that gets to the end of that long line of inspectors is a Volkswagen.
Yes, girls, there'll be many days that are hot and humid and horrible for your hair. But you can do something about it. You can set your
This is the art season in New York. At the Metropolitan, the Guggenheim, the new Whitney Museum, Museum of Modern Art, and here at the elegant Wally F. Art Galleries, where art lovers see a show that marries art with fashion. This abstraction, called Caperland No. 1, is not a painting and it's not on canvas. It's printed on Caperland nylon and can be worn. So fashion models walk through the art galleries wearing chic dresses in the same prints that are framed to hang on the walls like old masters. And what's more, this art is washable. Leading dress designers think the bigger, the bolder, the wilder the print, the more artistic the dress, such as the dresses styled by Cobb's Corner. And the same bold prints look even more so in dresses for little girls by Tiny Town Togs. But is it really art? Or is it just another fashion fad? Maybe it's both. Now that a posh art gallery gives its nod of approval to the print explosion in fashion today.
Peak of perfection to make snow crop frozen orange juice. Why frozen? Because freezing is the one way to capture and keep all that flavor and healthful vitamin C. And as Teddy Snowcrop says, Snowcrop saves you all the work and half the cost of oranges you'd carry home and squeeze.
All you do is
This is the art season in New York. At the Metropolitan, the Guggenheim, the new Whitney Museum, Museum of Modern Art, and here at the elegant Wally F. Art Galleries, where art lovers see a show that marries art with fashion. This abstraction, called Caperland No. 1, is not a painting and it's not on canvas. It's printed on Caperland nylon and can be worn. So fashion models walk through the art galleries wearing chic dresses in the same prints that are framed to hang on the walls like old masters. And what's more, this art is washable. Leading dress designers think the bigger the bolder,
sorry, Walt. It's all right.
the
Nothing
more
broken.
artistic the
They
dress,
don't tell me a big
such as the
man
dresses
like you
styled by
uses a
Cobb's
deodorant.
Corner.
Not a deodorant,
And the same
Stop
bold
that
prints
spray
look even
deodorant.
more so in
There's nothing
dresses for
pretty
little
about
girls
it.
by Tiny
Go
Town
on.
Togs.
Listen,
But
it isn't
is
only
really
heat that
art?
makes us
Or is it
perspire.
just another
Excitement
fashion
will do
fad?
it too. Pressure
Maybe
of
it's
business,
both.
any
Now
kind
that
of
a
tension.
posh art
Yes,
gallery
but does
gives
it
its nod of
really
approval
work on
to the
men?
print
You're doggone
explosion
right
in
it does.
fashion
That's
today.
why I like Stopette. It's not only a deodorant, but it's an antiperspirant too. An anti-what?
This is so.
I mean, it actually gets rid of
Wash your face
perspiration
with
all day.
It
That's
can
really
make your face
important.
feel nice and fresh and
Don't,
clean
not
and
like
dry.
that. Like this. Just hold the bottle straight up,
This
give
is
it a quick
cleansing
squeeze,
cream.
just
You can
one,
cleanse your face with it.
and it lasts
It can
all
make your
day
face
long.
feel nice
Hey, that's
and
all
soft
right.
and smooth and greasy.
Easy to use, isn't it? Nothing to stick your fingers into either,
This is
and it
black tea
dries
medicated
just
skin
like that.
cream. It's
Say,
a
Walt,
new
can I
thing.
borrow this?
It is a
Sure,
washing
just put it in my locker after
You
you
wash your
finish.
face with
And
it.
pick some up for yourself on the way
Makes your
home.
face feel
Thanks,
nice
Walt.
and fresh and clean and nice and soft and smooth.
There goes
and not
perspiration.
dry and not greasy.
Never before.
And while it's
a
at it,
lipstick
Bactine is
so
also
red.
antiseptic.
An exciting
It
new
cleans deep
lipstick.
down to pores and makes your
New
face
dip.
feel safe from... It doesn't get rid of freckles
Lip
either.
shades From pink to plum look brighter.
The
more
washing
lustrous.
cream.
Because a new way has been found to give depth of color to lipstick. And this bright color stays on.
Alka-Seltzer invents a new disease, the
Never
blahs.
They'll keep
The blahs is kind of like the blues, only physical.
Choose your favorite.
It's when you're down in the dumps and you don't know a cold is working on you. It's when you're not feeling right, but you don't know what's wrong. It might be a headache on its way, a stomach ache on its way. Oh, the blahs. Who needs them? You know, we wouldn't have invented a disease unless we had something to take for it. Alka-Seltzer. If Alka-Seltzer can take care of real big upsets, think of what it can do for a simple case of the blahs.
And he could have had such a pleasant time if he'd been watching television on a new Westinghouse big screen set.
I'm going to show you a new antiseptic skin cleanser that works when it's on and keeps working for 12 hours after you wash it off. Bactine medicated skin cream. It's got the great Bactine germ killer in it, so it cleans your skin right down into the pores, right down to the germs and bacteria that can cause blemishes. After you wash it off, it leaves a soft, invisible film that protects your skin from more germs for 12 hours. Excuse me? Your skin will be antiseptically clean and protected from germs that can damage it for 12 hours.
Well, there won't be any flutters on a new Westinghouse.
If you use Bactine medicated skin cream morning and night,
now at last you get clear pictures that stay clear.
It really pays off.
No flutter and no flop over in every area where the television signal is normal.
Get set!
That was pretty good pie for a change. What was it? Blueberry tang?
Yeah, blueberry. First contest, kid? Follow me. This is Alka-Seltzer. Gets rid of that stuffy feeling. When you've been on the circuit as long as I have, you'll know. See you around, kid.
Next time you overeat, take what the guys who overeat for a living take. Alka-Seltzer.
With a great new line of fashion-style jewelry for men.
Nothing takes it off like a medicated
Sets the
shade.
pace, color, design, and even quality. For instance, as black net, a massive black portrait design against background of high-style pink. But the big set, link their contest, just $5. For leadership in quality, and offers the silver
Take it
scroll.
off.
In every
Take it
detail,
all off.
the ladies' partners are tailored in sterling silver. Right? Hand up. Or you can have the elegant mattress for as little as $3.50.
Nothing
in the
takes it
Anson
off like
Constellation. Lengthened slip design for eye-catching appeal. Offer only
What's in a
$2.50.
medicated
Anson's
shade?
quaint pennyweight company. Like a motif and color contrast. See Anson's fashion style radio retail jewelry store. The brand that most well-dressed man.
If you prefer a king-size cigarette without a filter, try the all-new Cavalier. Cavalier's new blend tastes great. It's the king-size smoke with a king-size taste. And the smoke feels as good as it tastes. Today's the day. Try the wonderful all-new king-size Cavalier.
Why'd you tell Harry our washers give us strong forces always come all on you? Now, to demonstrate this automatic
Your attention, please. Please do not smoke in the terminal building. Smoking is only permitted in the specified smoking areas.
That. OG, I throw up the plate, and then he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang, gang, gang. OG, I throw up the plate, and then he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang, gang, gang. OG, I throw up the plate, and then he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang, gang, gang. OG, I throw up the plate, and then he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang, gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate. Niggas don't know change. What you thought we was the same? Still stay away from them clones. Niggas that leave me alone. Talking about niggas as though you run with niggas who don't know you. Whoa, I made that zagging when city to city, you niggas not hot in your state. If it was money to get a hit Henny, we get it and never complain. Same go for the gang, and we split it up all the same. I can't really eat, let's stay straight, cause we go way back in the day. My day ones from back in the day, they still hang around me today. You wanna come round us, you can't. I'm rolling up loud, it's great. But mama, she bad but complain, cause I'm too in love with my dreams. And I gotta get on the plane, and go get this money with Angie. I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang, gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang, gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang, gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang, gang, gang.
I get the bag with the gang, taking that Zach to the bank. And it be all in my drink. You niggas is stupid, you think that shit change? You not even hot in your gang. Ain't nothing even hot about your gang. You niggas be lying about same. Be posting them pictures of guns for the fame. Niggas just look at me different now. Say that's your man, but he a clown. Don't fuck around with the fuck arounds. Little nigga, you should cut it out. Me and my niggas take different routes. Punch a bitch nigga all in his mouth. Hold up my nigga, we different now. I need a Robert, this is my style. I get a check today, I spent it all tomorrow. I get a bitch today, she probably a foreign model. I get a check today, I spent it all tomorrow. I'm with my gang today, tomorrow never promise.
OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang, gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang, gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang, gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake. Then we link up with the gang, gang, gang.
I think I'm cute, I know I'm sexy. I've got the look that drives the girls wild. I got the moves that really move them. I send chills up and down their spines. I'm just a sexy boy. They're all fucking good angles when you look as good as me. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Let's go! I make them hot. I make them shiver. Things get weak whenever I'm around. They see me walk, they hear me talk. I make them feel like they're all proud now. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. That might flip your heart out, girls. Hands off the merchandise. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Welcome everybody to another edition of the Pocket Locker Podcast. I am your host with the most, all the way from the East Coast. And as always, folks, I am in airplane mode. All right, folks, everybody's here. Sam is here. The one-hit wonder is here. The sexiest United States championship in the history of word wrestling entertainment, Liberty Bell, is here. The Refiner's Fire is here. The conspiracy Kickstarter himself, my main man, Jewish Space Laser, is in the house. Give it up for Jewish Space Laser one time. And of course, Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, you're so lovely with no branches. Fuck your Christmas tree. My Christmas tree's awesome. All right, look, my Christmas tree. Look, Christmas tree, go in chill mode on him. Look at that. Christmas tree, turn all the lights back on. Look at that. Look how easy this is. I mean, come on now. You got to get yourself one of these. Look at all the modes. Got all the modes on it. Look at all the modes. The blink mode, stable mode. Come on now. Yo, Christmas tree can't fuck with my Christmas tree. All right, now I should call it an atheistmas tree or like a holiday tree or something. I don't like ruining my beautiful tree situation with the name of Christ. Gross. All right, y'all. Let's get into some communion. Let's vibe. Let's put on some music. It's been a little quiet in here. Feeling a little quiet. All right, we gotta. What are we gonna do here? Let's go with. Oh, I know what to do. We're going to go with the Essentials playlist from OG Roddy. And we're going to play Bad Bitch vs. Wife. That's not the name of the goddamn song. Don't fuck up the name of the song. The name of the song is BBVW. Get it right. And why the fuck's it so hot in here? I can't sing, but tonight I'm gonna try. She got all the things that I seen online, but the one that I'm with gon' ride for life. The problem really is bad bitch versus wife. What's up, Carrie Ann? What's up, Cattle?
Hold up, my wife be a bad bitch.
Hold up.
But the ones on the gram got perfect titties and asses. My girl, she loyal and lavish. She ain't showing off her assets, just to level up her status. If she did, it wouldn't matter. She do her, not do me. I met a shorty through a link. Now we linking for some drinks. Conversation kinda big and first day, last day was in the base. On some MySpace top 8 shit. Headshots her favorite. The lust ain't gon' save us. Headed home to my main chick. Yeah, she might do some complaining, but I'd rather her than a fake chick who stuck on herself and she brainless. Focused on loving the same way. Don't got no time for the games, babe. We getting no fucking lame. I can't sing, but tonight I'm gonna try. She got all the things that I seen online, but the one that I'm with gon' ride for life. The problem really is that bitch versus wife. I can't sing, but tonight I'm gonna try. Got all the things that I seen online, but the one that I'm with gon' ride for life. Really is that bitch versus wife. Bad bitch versus wife. Bad bitch versus wife. Bad bitch versus wife. Bad bitch versus wife.
Nitty, Rebecca sent you a video just for you? What was that about? What was that about? I don't know. Hey Nitty, I don't know how much you do the social media thing, bro. But I think when a woman sends you a message just for you, you're not supposed to share with the rest of us. I don't know. I just assume that's how these things work.
That's why she gets spoiled. But love just keep us in audience. But tonight I'm gonna try. She got all the things that I seen online, but the one that I'm with gon' ride for life. The problem really is that bitch first wife. I can't sing, but tonight I'm gonna try. She got all the things that I see online.
Only if it has nudity. Well, if it don't have nudity, then why the hell is he sending it just for him? Christian girls be blowing up your DMs, but they don't send nudes. They be sending you scripture passages and shit. You be like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, man. They got the game all fucked up. All right, only saints. That's what they should call it. Only saints. Only saints. All right. I'm sending you an only saints. Only saints understand this. All right. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into this communion real quick. I got a 6 o'clock meeting with a young researcher. Let's see. We have. What am I doing? I need like a Myron, you're supposed to have all this shit together. Myron, why isn't the worship team ready, Myron? Huh, Myron, I hold you responsible for this. You got to step your fucking game up. That bullshit that Doug tolerated, I will not tolerate. Yeah, well, he's a fucking right-winger. He don't know what the fuck he's doing. All you had to do was show up and turn on a computer, and he pretended you was doing so. I need my shit to be ready, Myron. Huh? Doug didn't give you any training. Huh? Yeah, well, you're going to have to get your shit together. Google it. Figure it out. You can't be fucking up the show, Myron. It's goddamn production assistants, y'all. Can't live with them, can't live without them. All right, y'all, let's hit this communion real fast. Those of you that think it's too early in the day to be drinking, this is a religious ritual. This does not count as day drinking. This counts as your religious expression. You have to tell your boss, now listen here, boss. I'm an atheist, but that does not mean I don't have a religion. I belong to the cult of the flying man. And we do our communion about 3 or 4 times a day. And I'm required to smoke weed and drink alcohol when we do communion. Listen. I don't want to stink up the office. I know you don't like people hotboxing the walk-in cooler and all of that. But look, I got to get right with not Jesus, okay? If I'm not right with not Jesus, I'm going to go to atheist, not hell. And I can't have that happen. So you guys just got to do what you got to do out there. Don't let them suppress your not faith. Your not faith is just as important to you as their faith is to them. Let's get into it. Please raise your glasses and hold on to your asses. Through him, with him, in the unity of the flying man. All glory and honor is yours who flied for our sins forever and ever. You may drink. Go fuck yourself, boss. Oh, yeah. See, you got the choir and everything. That's a religious ritual right there. That's got to be respected in the workplace. Gotta be respected in the workplace. Gotta be. We're a protected class. My not faith is a protected class. I demand to be allowed to do my rituals here. This is non-religious persecution. And I will not stand for this not religious persecution. It's awful. It's awful. Or guys, just do like me. Just quit your job and work from home. You know, just quit your job and call some other places. Be like, what you got where I can work from home in some leggings? Call center rep, insurance sales, medical scheduling. Okay, it's a good way. It's a living, you know. Tell me about them benefits. Oh, you got good benefits, and I can stay home. Let's do it. See, you got to upgrade. Sometimes you got to leave that situation. If they not letting you be your true self, you got to walk out that fucking door. Not God would not close a door without opening a window. Amen. Hallelujah. All right, here we go. Let's do a little bit of waxing about some things that are pissing me off, and then we'll get to some work.
Former President Trump is now trying to deny that he called to terminate the Constitution days after he called to terminate the Constitution. Trump, in a post on his website, Truth Social, is now blaming the media for using his exact words that despite his post suggesting the termination of the Constitution remain online, on Saturday he wrote, quote, a massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution.
Now, y'all, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it. I knew these fools was gonna hear this quote and they were gonna do the Christian apologetic double talk and try to act like this motherfucker did not call to overturn the Constitution. No. I say no to all of this, America. I'm sick of these fuck faces telling me to worship Jesus, read the Bible. I read the Bible. I'm like, why didn't your dumbass God make commandment number 1? Commandment uno, thou shalt not own other people. Your God sucks. I read the book. I read he had fucking 613 fucking rules. This nigga came out with 1,600. Not 1,600. What am I talking about? 613. 600 plus rules. Not one of them was thou shalt not own other people. Then Moses' dumbass goes up to the fucking mountaintop, comes back down after dropping a bunch of tablets and acid and shit, and he comes back and says what? I've been up there with God. We've been in the negotiating chamber, mediated through the burning bush, and I have been, waxing on and worshiping and supplicating the Lord, and he has sent me to return to you with now just 10. Now just 10 rules for you to follow. And not a single one of them was thou shalt not own other people. Let me put it in biblical language. Thou shalt not possess other thous. Come on. Any way you slice it. That should have been rule number 1. Your rule-making ability is shitty if that is not rule numero uno. If it's not in the first 613, you can go fuck yourself. If you remix it and cut it down to the 10 essentials and that is not one of them, you can go fuck yourself. Then they tell us fuck-face Jesus comes along with a new covenant. And his new covenant has dispensed with 8 unnecessary commandments. And he has left us but 2 commandments. Love God, love your neighbor. Again, this fucking dumbass has cut it down to 2 rules, one of which is completely superfluous. Love God. God doesn't exist. We had no reason then to think God exists. We have no reason now to think God exists. So why the fuck will we need one of the only 2 commandments that we live by to be love God? I got a better idea. Chuck that one out the door, and here's Jay's new remixed 2 commandments. Thou shalt not own other people. That's number one, where it should be. Number two, love your neighbor. Boom, done. See how easy that was? See how much better that was? Why do we know this? Because we read the shit. But what the fuck do they tell us every single fucking time? You're taking it out of context. You don't understand the cultural milieu of these people. God had to speak to them in the ears that they could hear, and they would not have been able to comprehend or accept a commandment to not own other people. No. Just no. Nope. No. This is my no fucking song. It feels so good to say no. I gotta tell you no, cause your bullshit is some bullshit and it shall not pass go. I'm talking about no. Just sing with me, yo. No. I'm talking about that no. Break it down. No. Fuck no. And the same thing applies right now. Hang on a second. Where's my thing?
Look at the trees.
I love that shit. Look at the trees. But no, seriously? No, we are not taking this shit out of context. We will not be hit with the apologetic two-step. This fucker said in his own words, a massive fraud of this type, which didn't happen, in magnitude, allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. Oh my God. Whew. How are they going to sit around and tell me that's not what he said? I knew they were going to do it. I knew he was going to try to say he didn't call for the end of the Constitution, and I knew all his little pathetic fuckface followers were going to double down to lick this man's booty hole and say, oh no, whoa, that quote was taken out of context. You don't understand the cultural milieu of the libertards in the media. You don't understand the cultural milieu of the time. He wasn't calling for the end of the... No. That's out of context. That's out of context. Stop telling me I can't read. Because I'm willing to bet a lot of money I read better than these motherfuckers who keep trying to act like I can't read. Whoo, y'all. I got to turn on the air conditioner. I got to turn on the air conditioner.
Several top Republicans have now condemned Trump's comments.
Filled with the spirit of hate today.
I must tell you that I think everyone that serves in public office, everyone that aspires to serve or to serve again, should make it clear that we will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
I disagree with the president. The Constitution can be amended. The Constitution can be interpreted, but the Constitution can't be suspended.
The Republican Party has long been the party of the Constitution. And so when President Trump says he wants to suspend the Constitution, he goes from being MAGA to being Rhino. We're the Constitution Party.
And that came after they were asked by reporters to respond to Trump's comments. And while some have spoken out forcefully, like Senators Lisa Murkowski and Mike Rounds, others have stayed silent. Some, like Senator Roger Marshall, say that they don't even think it's a relevant question they should be asked about.
I don't know what President Trump said about the Constitution. I just don't think that's the issue. I don't think that's what you all should be talking about.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is expected to address what Trump said today, but joining us now is Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton, who was also the ambassador to the United Nations. And good morning, Ambassador. I've seen your response to this of what you've been saying about Trump's calls to terminate the Constitution. Do you think it should be disqualifying for a presidential candidate if they've made comments like this?
Now, this is the fucking problem right here. Not only is this shit not disqualifying, these fucking idiots are trying to tell us that Trump is the greatest president ever. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I made this episode with motherfuckers like Lupin and fucking Rav from my motorcycle club all up in my brain. They were renting all types of space in my dome, rent-free. Matter of fact, I was paying them for the pleasure of fucking their company in my mental space. How the fuck can people try to tell me that this person is the best president? Like, where the fuck is Lupin? I think the nigga's still at fucking Kent Hovind's Dino Adventure Land or whatever the fuck. You know, but when he's off his fucking, actually, we need to check on that. I think Lupin may have become the newest recruit to the Hovind compound. Is Lupin back? Look, I'm gonna put y'all off camera real quick. I gotta send Lupin a message on Discord to see if this nigga is back yet. Like, I'm gonna message him. Lupin, are you still at Dino Land? Are you still at Dino Land? Are you okay? Did you hear Trump say we should get rid of the Constitution? I'm like, hey, Lupin, how you doing, bro? You heard the shit your crazy ass president said? Huh? Yo, I'm that type of friend, y'all. I have no shame. I have no shame. I'm about it. Of
course it's disqualifying. You know, the president takes an oath of office prescribed by the Constitution itself that says he will, to the best of his ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. Trump himself took that oath. And effectively, he's now saying he didn't mean it. And if, God forbid, he were ever elected again and took the oath again, we couldn't trust that he would abide by those words. So I think this is really existential. And even beyond being a matter of high principle, which I think it is, as a matter of practical politics, that statement, even as he failed to try and correct it over the weekend, that statement is a time bomb.
Yo, what is
sitting on the desk of every...
Oh, that's in his office. That's gotta... I'm like, what is up with CNN's audio lately? Okay, this is John Bolton's office audio. Bro, you got enough commendations? Holy shit. I always thought it was a little like, I want to go see what my mom did with my doctorate or whatever. Like how she mounted it, because she has like a corner or whatever in her house for our walls, for our degrees and stuff, and she just moved. So I haven't like seen how it all looks or whatever. But damn, look, like both his walls, because I think this wall over here probably covered with shit too. Like these big ass accommodations and shit. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, I would love to go in his office and read those. Yo, I'm nerding out. Like it's so dorky to have this as your go-to look. Y'all know, like, I had to make a conscious decision to not be the YouTuber with my PhD mounted behind me. I was like, yeah, this is a bad look. Send it to your mother. Send it to your mama. Y'all already know. But he's got my attention. I really do want to read them shits.
Republican member of the House and Senate.
Nigga, what the fuck is on your wall, though, bro?
Around the country. If we don't very clearly, very soon, unequivocally,
all right, is he the guy, though? Tell us he's the guy that's going to run
this will come back to haunt us in November 2024 in ways we can only imagine.
They're all mustache awards.
Do you really expect Republicans will do that,
well-deserved mustache awards.
I expect that if enough people speak out, that others will follow. I think
that's
across
a big
the
if,
country,
bro.
If you ask Republicans and Republican-leaning...
And, bro, who has your microphone up their nose right now?
independence. Which is more important, Donald Trump or the Constitution? They would overwhelmingly say, approximating 100% would say it's the Constitution. It's the failure of leaders to stand up and oppose this kind of rhetoric that empowers Trump. And it will be an issue. There's no doubt about it. I think the November 8th congressional elections
what
prove that point.
What the fuck is going on with your sound, bro? You're going to run for president. You're going to have to work on that.
Do you wish that you had stood up sooner?
Look, I lasted for 17 months. I did the best that I could. I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes, but the only thing you can say is you got to try to do the
Cheeto
best
and Chief Marjorie Knuckle Dragger Green.
It's a pretty definitive account of my time there, both for the general public to read now and for history to help judge Trump.
Let me read something you wrote in your book, because you did talk about it in your book. You've spoken about this before, and it says one highlight came. This is what you were talking about. This is the context here, that Trump made these comments during a December 2018 dinner with Xi Jinping, the leader of China's authoritarian Communist Party. This was in Buenos Aires, right? Am I correct with that? And it says,
that's right.
One highlight came when Xi said that he wanted to work with Trump for 6 more years. Trump replied that people were saying that the 2-term constitutional limit on presidents should be repealed for him. And he went on to write that Xi said the U.S. had too many elections because he didn't want to switch away from Trump, who noddingly approved. So he wanted to subvert the Constitution so that he could...
See, this is what's really fucked up about this is, you know, we're all on this shit because of this election nonsense. But the truth is, right, like, this is such a good point. And apparently, like, this dude is fucking one of his co-hosts, and that's been, like, the big story. But I'm kind of disappointed because a lot of these CNN people actually think, you know, as far as corporate media goes with the limitations inherent in the platform, actually do quite wonderful work, to be quite honest with you. This is a really good point. Trump's always wanted to subvert the Constitution. And the real Trumpist supporters have always been into the idea of, you know, Trump forever or whatever. And so their whole, right, and even think about the whole big lie itself, right? It's very anti-constitutional. We all know what the process is. And those of us, which is most of us, that lived through Bush, and the controversy with the hanging chads and the popular vote, then, you know, and again had to deal with that again when Trump was elected, that have constantly had to deal with gerrymandering and the filibustering. We've all understood that the Constitution has its limits, yet nevertheless, when quite frankly, the Republicans are even abusing the Constitution, outright weaponizing the loopholes and, you know, sort of legal ways to become an obstructionist rather than doing your fucking job, they've done so. And we've all lived with the consequences of that. Because we all know we're in this fucked up situation where we have to deal with the Constitution. But they will not do that for us. They will not simply acknowledge that everything has been done above board, within the bounds of the system. They fucking lost, and it's time to move on. And it's really important, and it's kind of interesting that I think when I touch on Kanye today, we're going to also be talking about sort of the past, right? And how we need to not treat people's behavior as an isolated incident and really need to acknowledge the whole character arc. And the Trump character arc has been anti-democratic, anti-constitutional from the gate. And so this is merely Trump saying the quiet part out loud. What the fuck was January 6th? What the fuck was January 6th? It was who gives a fuck about the Constitution. Hang Mike Pence if he goes along with the Constitution. So let us not sit up here and fucking act like this was a slip of the tongue. Let's not sit up here and act like this motherfucker isn't serious about his hatred of the Constitution. And I'll tell you the fucking truth. I'm with him. I'll tell people, I will wipe my ass with the Constitution, but it doesn't make good toilet paper. I'd roll up the Constitution and smoke some weed in it, like a motherfucker say about the Bible. But do you see do you know why people talk about smoking the Bible? A lot of Bibles are made with what, y'all? Rice papers. I got these Elements watermark crisscrossed. These are the best rolling papers in the fucking world. These are rice papers. These are fucking amazing Elements papers. Get the best rolling papers you can get. So I ain't fucking rolling no weed with the Constitution. What am I getting at, y'all? The Constitution to me is literally not even worth the paper it's written on. I could give a fuck about that Constitution. I don't give a shit. Yeah, go ahead, gasp. Be surprised, nigga. Let me ask you a question. How strongly would you feel about a document originally written said that you were 3/5 of a person? Okay, boom, let's move on. That's all I got to say about the Constitution right there. The Constitution can go fuck itself. And so can everybody that worships that piece of shit document. But here's the fucking difference. I go along with it because that's the fucking law. And I'm trying to work within the fucking legal constitutional framework to either do my best to contribute towards that shit changing or getting my black ass out of this country. Those are the options for most people. You work within the system for change, or you change your life so you can go somewhere else. Grow the fuck up.
Could run again or run for as long as he wanted. That's a prime example of wanting to, by the way, the term that I think the lawmakers are getting it wrong. They're saying he wants to suspend the Constitution. Trump said he wanted to terminate the Constitution. But go on, please.
Right. Well, at least there he said amend the Constitution. I mean, he's now given up any pretense. And that's why I think that the comment about terminating the Constitution is existential. There's simply no way you can waffle on it. And to say, well, maybe Trump won't be the nominee, maybe it's not an issue now. It is an issue. And it's just unacceptable for a party in a constitutional system to accept as anything, any kind of leader in that party, somebody who opposes the Constitution that underlies it. And I think if we don't speak up and make that clear now, we're going to...
Also, Punk, can you drop that in the Discord?
Regret it. So that's why I've said I would contemplate getting into the 2024 race myself if others don't step up to it. This is where we were going with this. I was wondering where we were going with this.
Because they said, the former Trump official and blah, 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 blah. I just don't think John Bolton has a chance. I really don't. I'm not too thrilled about anybody that was really that deep in the Trumpist movement. I think if you were, there's some serious questions I have about your character. I'm gonna be honest with you. And if John Bolton was sitting in front of me, I'd tell him this to his face. I'm a Jersey boy. I was born in 1986. I'm 36 years old. Where am I going with this? I'm not even 40. Yet, anybody my age, older, probably even younger, I hate to say it, that lives in New Jersey, has family members, probably multiple, that have been fucked over legally by Donald Trump. And I ain't talking about Trump fired him on some budget line item and they didn't think that was no. I'm talking about motherfuckers have been in court They've either sued Donald Trump, been sued by Donald Trump, sued a contractor of Donald Trump's, and I'm talking about crippling stuff. Ruined family businesses after family business after family, right? Y'all know, what do y'all think? See, people always talk about Trump's economic failures. Oh, Trump's lost more money than anybody in the history of money losers. Sure, okay. But here comes the real question. Like, what do you think that is? Like, that just happens in a vacuum? Like, he just lost that money and it didn't affect anybody else? No, it cripples families. It cripples contractors. It cripples, it destroys the economic independence and solvency of every fucking contractor, employee, servicer, all them people that get caught up. Think about how many people it takes to make and run a fucking casino hotel. And when that whole casino and hotel operation is built on fraud and a financial lie, and the portfolio of the guy at the top is horseshit, everybody loses. Where am I going with this? How the fuck do you end up this man's fucking security advisor or whatever the fuck higher up position you ended up in the Trump administration, and you didn't know he was the worst person literally ever to get in bed with? I'm sorry, bro. I now either get to think you're really fucking stupid. Like, you're like, seriously, like, let's just call it what it is. You're totally I'm sorry. Like, I need presidents who are of above average intelligence. I'm sorry, y'all. If you're on the lower half of, the IQ spectrum, I have mad love and respect for you. You have absolutely all of my respect and dignity. Your life is as valuable as anybody's on the planet, but I do not want your below average intelligence ass running my university. I do not want your below average intelligence ass running my city or my state, and I definitely don't want your below average intelligence ass being president of the United States of America. Just plain facts, period, end of story. Sorry. It's certain shit that people are just elitist about. Let's be honest. Do y'all want my unathletic ass playing quarterback? Should the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys be a democratically elected position? Should it just be whoever's the most popular person gets to play quarterback for the Cowboys? Do y'all want somebody should it be a requirement that you can at least throw a football 50 yards so that when a Hail Mary situation comes up, you can actually throw the ball down the field? Or me, who literally probably can't throw a football 30 yards, should I be a candidate just because I feel like it? How about the fact that I literally can't see over the offensive linemen because I'm 5'10", they're like 6'4"? How about the fact that I'm slow and 35, 36, whatever? I can't even remember how old I am. How about the fact that I don't know how to run any of the offenses? Should any of that disqualify me, or do you want me playing quarterback for? Okay, so then let's all be on the same page that we're elitist about shit. One of the things we're going to be elitist about is you got to have your shit together from now on to get my vote for anything. It's always been that way, to be quite honest. So I'm sorry, Mr. Ball, and I'm really encouraged that you have found yourself a nutsack. And that you walked out of that Trump administration. Boy, you should have held your head up high the day you walked out of there, and you really did, draw a line in the sand and demonstrate to us that there was a lot going on in that administration that needed to be dealt with. And quite frankly, John Bolton, the guy we were talking about, looking at it on this screen, was a significant player in all of that. I'm not actually here to denigrate his role. He actually played a critical role in, really bringing us the goods on a lot of fucked up shit from Trump and then becoming a vocal Trump opponent. But bro, the fact that you was so deeply in bed with that man, you ain't gonna get my vote for shit. I'm sorry. Now, moving past that, he just don't have a chance. Because I can't see the traditional conservatives getting behind him over a Mike Pence, unfortunately, or a Liz Cheney, who, quite frankly, I'm gonna have my opinion as far as who I would like to see, or who would be my candidate if I were a Republican, and I'm more towards the Cheney flavor. Not that I agree with her on a whole lot, but certainly compared to the Trumpism. So I just think this is cute. I think it's kind of funny. I think it'll be interesting to see what he brings to the table. Certainly in the primary, I would be fascinated to see what he could do fundraising. I think if this is him getting his name out there, I think it's a bad sign that he's doing it on CNN and not Fox News. If I'm just being honest with you about the Republican reality. And I would love to see what his fundraising looks like in the coming months and maybe even a year from now. But my suspicion is this is a person who is taking a moral stand and is really going, man, I got to do whatever it takes to stop this Trump guy. And I really, really admire that. Don't think he's got a shot in hell.
This is a matter of high principle, but it's also self-interest for the party, and it stuns me that so many people don't see that.
But you would say you would consider getting into it. If you look, whenever there's, it's
which one is Wolf then? Is he pragmatic Chris? That's not Wolf. Who is Wolf then? Let's talk about Trump's policies. Is that Wolf then? Pragmatic Crystal? Am I missing something? Also, y'all want to talk about Trump's policies? Trump doesn't have policies. That's the joke. Oh, that's Lupin. Bro. Yeah, Lupin, let's talk about Trump's policies. What do you have to say? Tell us about Trump's policies. They're all hateful and bad, awful ideas, and he doesn't really have. We can't say Trump doesn't have policy. This is really weird. Trump is not a policy person. I guess I'm being a little too nuanced for most people. Let me be clear what I mean here. Everybody can support an idea or say, here's the ideas I support or I'm behind. I don't really consider somebody to have policies until they're like uniquely crafting solutions to political problems. You know, Trump's not a policy guy. Not a lot of elected officials are, to be honest with you. They're mostly not. They mostly kind of just get aligned with certain policies. But Trump is kind of unique in the sense that he actually has proposed some ideas that are now considered uniquely Trumpian. Like they're like his thing. But they're all shit. They're like the border wall. Fail. His COVID ideas, absolute dog shit, awful. His economic policies, just the worst. I mean, what? There's just none of this, right?
It's politically expedient. People will put out statements right away, right?
But also, it's just so interesting to me because it's amazing how thoroughly indoctrinated people on the right are with the talking points. Because y'all know we like to pay attention to the rhetoric, and we keep a sharp eye on that. And this is the shift that we've literally been discussing and hearing other commentators discuss literally in the last couple days. TYT kind of did a piece highlighting this, where they showed a number of different Republican elected officials, as well as media figures and pundits, all saying the same thing. Let's talk about Trump's policies. Oh, I would love to get back to the policies of the Trump administration. I would love to support a candidate who had the same right. So what is this about? This is just a tactic. There's no conversation to be had about Trump's policies. Nigga, we had Trump as president for 4 years. Fuck out of here. We know Trump's policies. So this is just their latest distraction technique. Now that there's controversy, now that there's this Kanye shit, now that they want to switch to DeSantis, now that they want to bail on Trump, but not leave behind the electorate power of MAGA, right? Now the new umbrella, it's like IDC, right? Like they were creationists and maybe young earth creationists and old earth creationists. And then once creation got so bad of a name, all of a sudden it was like, well, let's talk about intelligent design theory. Okay, you ain't got no you ain't got no fucking theories. Your theory is creationism. You just relabeled it. Okay? Y'all had the throne. Y'all ain't never had no fucking policies. Your policies are dog shit. Your policies are take people's reproductive rights. Don't support people through COVID. Don't raise the minimum wage. Don't give people help with student loan debt relief. Don't give people access to health care. Suppress the vote. Don't make it easy for people to vote from home, online, remotely, early. Don't do democracy. Build a wall. Build a fucking wall. Are you fucking serious? Go over to Berlin and ask them how that worked out. Ignorant. That's what they are. They worship and love their ignorance. They love being stupid as fuck, is what they love. Trump's policies. Look, bro, we know you watch Fox News. We know whatever the fucking talking points are, you got down. The newest talking point is let's talk about Trump's policies. Y'all go fuck yourselves with that bullshit too. Your boy just came out being against the fucking Constitution. So how about you take your righteous indignation and direct it towards your team? Because y'all suck. You suck. And we don't respect your ideas. We don't respect your policies. We don't respect your ideas. Y'all are dumb. And your ideas are dog shit. And you're cowards who are afraid to hold each other accountable. So instead, you just go, what's the next talking point? Okay, let's all stick together on the talking points. Y'all are fucking cowards.
And although there have been some in the Republican parties who are speaking out, not enough.
He said, throw out the Constitution, and now you want to ask people on the left about his policies. Man, y'all some dumb motherfuckers.
Clearly, and not in a loud manner. And I'll just repeat. They're saying suspend the Constitution. He did not. He said terminate the Constitution. One lawmaker there saying that's not something that we should be talking about. Then that's not for him to determine what we should be talking about at this moment. At what point will you decide that you want to get in? Because I don't see a whole, force of Republicans who are going to come out and condemn Donald Trump for this, let alone anything, especially coming after what happened.
Oh, he giving it to him, y'all. He giving it to him. How you going to win this thing, boy? And what's the game plan, baby?
Yeah, well, there's a long list of objectionable behavior by Trump. I don't have a specific timetable. I think people are in a position now, however, where the field of potential presidential contenders is inchoate. So there's a chance both to shape the field and to shape the debate. And I'm very interested in doing that. I would like to get on to real issues like national security threats to the United States and get Donald Trump behind us. But unless
he already fucked up, y'all. He already fucked up. I hate to tell you, but he already fucked up. Because what did he do? Here's your chance, John Bolton. Make your case. Make your fucking case to us. You're on CNN. I ain't gonna say CNN is neutral, but it's about as neutral as you get up in this bitch. We know it's a lot of shit that's clearly left, clearly right, ain't even trying to be painting a moderate picture. You on CNN right now. People say they left the shit, but they giving you a platform to tell us your ideas. Right? And instead of acknowledging the actual real problems we're dealing with, many of which have been started or exacerbated constantly by his own party. He doesn't want to get into that. Nigga, the first shit out your mouth, you should be talking about the pandemic. You should be talking about, the need to protect democracy, the need to, protect people's voting rights, reproductive. You got to hit us with something that tells us you're different. And what did he do instead? He's just trying to go back to the same old conservative talking points of yesteryear. I got to be honest with you, John Bolton. That's some dumb shit you just said. Because guess what most Americans are not doing right now? Laying their head at night worried about domestic threats. See, they always want us to fear some shit that ain't happening instead of helping us solve the problems we are really facing right the fuck now. Oh, I would like to get back to the real issues, talking about national security and addressing foreign threats. Oh, so you basically have already declared that if you were president right now, you'd just be wasting a whole bunch of time and money fighting another culture war. This time in the name of quote-unquote national security. Nigga, I can't even tell you who the fuck is the national threat right now. I know if I was in Ukraine, I would be feeling like there was a national threat. If I was in Ukraine, I'd be talking about some national security. If I was in one of them other countries, there's a lot of countries, a lot of African countries, Central America, places that's constantly in conflict, currently dealing with conflict. Who the fuck is attacking us right now? Who? China? I ain't worried about China. Middle Eastern Islamic terrorism, gotta be honest with you, not high on the list of priorities right now. I'm just keeping it real with you. I'm not saying it's not a problem. I'm not saying we just going to let it happen, but any of y'all worried about Islamic terrorism when you lay your head down at night? What about Canada? You worried about them fucking Canadians from up north coming to get us? What about Mexico? You worried about that overwhelming Mexican Navy and military and army digging some tunnels through Texas and Arizona coming to get us? Who the fuck is coming to get us?
Obama.
Yeah, they were. Seriously, who the fuck is coming to get us? Oh, so then shut the fuck up and talk about something that matters.
Unless enough Republicans are willing to stand up and do that, it's not going to happen. And by the way, with all due respect, it won't be the media criticism of Donald Trump that takes him out of the scene, and it won't be criticism by the Democrats. Ultimately, Republicans have to do this. Now is the time to do it.
Right, 100% on that.
Go ahead.
No, that's all I want to say.
Can I ask you about, before you go, those national security threats to the United States and to the world while we have the ambassador? And let's start with Iran. I wonder if you agree with former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who said on CNN just last week the U.S. should not in any way be negotiating with Iran on anything right now, including on the nuclear agreement. You wrote, you've been so clear about your position on Iran. You wrote in August that any negotiations encourage terrorist activity. So it sounds like you two are on the same page.
Well, Hillary Clinton sees the light. I'm delighted that that's her position. That is the correct decision. I wish Joe Biden would articulate it.
Okay, and on Russia, I would like to quickly play for you what Secretary of State Antony Blinken just said about any potential quote-unquote off-ramp for...
Now, I will give him this. That's his area, right? That's his area. And this, to be honest with you, is, I hate to say it, everything about him, right, says let's turn back the clock to a more traditional America, whatever the fuck that means. But this is kind of how you used to think about candidates. So you used to think candidates like this, like, okay, and I'm gonna just pretend Herschel Walker's a normal person. Let's pretend Herschel Walker's a normal person. You'd be like, oh, Herschel Walker, he's really into, the right wing stuff, and you get somebody like that, they're gonna be big into like sports programming and youth activities and bigging up the universities and whatever, right? Because that'd be like his thing. We're just pretending he's a normal person. Then you'd be like, oh, Warnock, Warnock's a pastor, and so you elect somebody like Warnock, the priority is going to be social programming and trying to do good things and, economic justice for marginalized populations and shit like that. All right, if you go with somebody like Bolton, or Cheney, you're going to get somebody who's really into national defense because that's kind of their background. If you elect the Kamala Harris, she's going to be really strong on, restorative justice, right? Because she's a prosecutor, but she was, you know what I mean? That is how you're used to thinking about people. So you're used to thinking like if somebody like Bolton, grabs the brass ring, then his strength is going to be, national security, right? And that's what he's going to run on and whatever. But the problem is we're not there anymore. And this isn't the time for everybody to fly the flag for their favorite issue. You gotta participate in this broader national conversation that's comprehensive. You're not talking about being Trump's national security advisor or whatever the fuck anymore. You're talking about being president of the United States. And so as president of the United States, if you're going to talk about, again, you got to defend that Constitution against all threats, what? Foreign and domestic, right? It's like biblical scripture. If I say John 3:16, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Is that about right? Right? You know what I mean? Like, it's just a matter of, it's just so ubiquitous in the fucking culture that everybody knows that shit. Didn't even have to, for God so loved the world, he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life, right? So depending on what version you get, you're going to get something different, but they are going to say basically the same shit. We all know it. It's the basics. It's like Christianity 101. President 101. You are sworn to defend the Constitution against what? All threats, both foreign and domestic. So if you want to turn a blind eye to the domestic threats that we're dealing with, so you can talk about the foreign threats that we're not dealing with, I'm voting for somebody else. Let's be very clear about that. And so should everyone else.
For Russia in the war in Ukraine, let's play that and get your thoughts.
One of the things that you can imagine is the Russians trying to find an off-ramp that would be a phony off-ramp, by which I mean, let's have a ceasefire, let's just freeze things in place. Get a frozen conflict.
Yeah, that liberator
about the
shit
territory that they
have dead
seized
to me
and continue to hold. Rest, refit, regroup, reattack.
Do you share the concern of the current Secretary of State?
Sure. I wrote op-eds to that effect in August and September, predicting that's what Putin would do. And frankly, if he had been well advised, he would have done it back in September, because he can't do it now. The only off-ramp for Russia in Ukraine, I think, was very well articulated by the Prime Minister of Finland several weeks ago. She said, how does this end? It ends when Russian troops leave Ukraine. That's how it ends.
Yeah.
Can I ask one more question just before we let you go, on you saying that you're now mulling a 2024 run? Were you considering that before Trump tweeted on Saturday, or Trump said on Saturday that the Constitution should be terminated?
No, I looked at it very seriously in 2016. I went to the cattle shows in Iowa and New Hampshire. Ultimately,
the cattle shows,
and I didn't think I would.
I love it.
But my point really is that the Republican Party's got to step up to the moment here, and if I can help precipitate that, then I would seriously consider getting in. And I think somebody's got to do it. We can't go on like this.
Former Ambassador John Bolton, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Who will definitely not be the next president of the United States, but nevertheless, that was really funny. So it's just kind of interesting. I actually did want to have the conversation, and I was hoping, of course, that you hear from some of your friends on the right as to, how do you respond to this? This is your guy. You told us that this guy is the greatest president in your lifetime that you could ever imagine. He was so fucking wonderful. And we see it just like the Bible. Just like the Bible. They want to tell us we're taking it out of context, and then let's distract and talk about something else. Let's talk about policies. Think of what policies? All we've been doing since this motherfucker came down the golden escalator is complaining about his awful ideas and policies. So how is it on us all of a sudden to like, it's so clearly a distraction. It's like you bring somebody problems in the Bible and they're like, oh, well, let's talk about Jesus dying for your sins. Okay, well, fuckface didn't die for my sins either. Like what? Like, just disgusting. Why can't they just give, like, why don't they care more about us than they do about Trump? Right? Like, why can't it just be like, yo, dude's clearly fucked up. He's clearly gone too far. He's clearly off his bandwagon. But then they're always saying, like, we need more unity. Nigga, if we can't get together that if the former president says, you know, we have sufficient grounds to terminate the Constitution, okay, he can officially all the way go fuck himself. But then like, I'm sorry, we just can't get on the same page then. That's just what that's about to me. Like, they want peace, but they don't want to do the peacemaking. And it's really funny, like, I really want to encourage people that are sort of tend to see things like I do. It's gonna sound a little fucked up, but to don't bend to these people anymore. Like, stop meeting people halfway between the truth, the reasoned truth, a reasonable position, and fucking nonsense. Because any compromise, any, you know, meeting them halfway, you're already on some fucked up ground. We are standing on the only common ground. Truth is the only common ground. Science is the only reliable fucking way to get us towards something like truth that is independent of a person's perspective, worldview, background, or any of that shit. Critical thinking. Humanism. Humanism is the only fucking worldview that just flat out says, if you're a person, you're part of the club, we got to do what's best for all of us. So if your religion's worth a goddamn, it would itself be humanistic. If your religion isn't humanism with some extra flavor in it, then your religion's a bad idea. It just is what it is. We're not going to live in the past because people refuse to accept the modern reality. It's not going to do it. Y'all going to have to grow up. I'd say I hate to break it to you, but breaking it to you is kind of fun.
If Tux is yanking my chain here, I think they said it was at the 1 hour, 26 minute, and 10-second mark. So let me just see
we really need to watch this because you need affirmation. Because this would be.
I need validation.
Yeah, I'm going to clip this and I'm going to put it on continuous loop, and it'll be good for you.
Let's see. Hopefully this is it. Here we go.
So, unless you got video of me saying otherwise, you are not talking about me, even though it's my name in the video.
If you don't believe me, well, let me give you just one example of this, even though I could give you more than one.
Okay, so perfect. My own words.
Oh, that's my video in the background. Why don't argue against classical theism or creationism?
Punk said talk about policies is like when Christian precepts want to talk about a theist God. Yep.
Who put that up? Is it the guy he's responding to? Hold on.
He's got examples. I just asked for examples. Boom, I'm going to get called out here. Rats, what have I done?
I have here a video from Germania titled Why I Don't Argue Against Classical Theism or Creationism. Atheist.
Who is this guy?
That's not my video. That's not
This guy thought he was responding to Apologia when it was my video. Wait a second. I've got to rewind that. Wait a second.
Apologia's like, this ain't me, I'm the champ. You're bringing it from third rate. You thinking it's me? Like, you know deep down, Apologia's a little bit disgusted, right?
This guy thought he was responding. Why don't argue against classical? Here we go.
So, unless you got video of me saying otherwise, you are not talking about me, even though it's my name in the video.
Let me see if Tux is yanking my chain here. I think they said it was at the 1 hour, 26 minute, and 10-second mark. So let me just see if
we really need to watch this because you need affirmation.
Sorry,
because this would be.
I don't even know what's going on right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna clip this and I'm gonna put it on continuous loop. And it'll be good for you.
Stupid on sin. Apology
let's
alive.
see. Hopefully this is it.
So
Here
Paul makes a stream mentioning.
Unless you got video of me saying otherwise, you are not talking about me, even though it's my name in the video.
If you don't believe me, well, let me give you just one example of this, even though I could give you more than one.
Okay, so perfect. My own words.
Oh, that's my video in the background.
All right.
Why don't argue?
I don't know who the guy in the upper left corner is.
Who put that up? Is it the guy he's responding to?
Yeah, I guess so. Okay.
He's got examples. I just asked for examples. Boom, I'm going to get called out here. Rats, what have I done?
I have here a video from Germania titled Why I Don't Argue Against Classical Theism or Creationism. Atheist.
Who is this guy?
That's not my video.
This guy thought he was responding to Apologia when it was my video. Wait a second. I've got to rewind that. Wait a second.
Apologia's like, this ain't me, I'm the champ. You're bringing it from third rate. You thinking it's me? Like, you know deep down, Apologia's a little bit disgusted, right? Like,
yeah, Apologia's like, I've never been so offended before in my life.
Right now, but he's like, and I'm friends with Gur. Like, it's like, oh, it's not me.
Hold on, let's see what else they say.
Theism or creationism. Atheist. So
that's not my video. That's not my words. It's not an argument. So your many examples of how Apologia just wants this in is some video from a person I've never heard of. Right?
God damn it.
Hey, your up and coming moment was being said. No one knows who you fucking are, Gur. I just want you to know you heard it on Apologia.
Again, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Confirmed.
Oh my god, that's embarrassing and funny and really cool all at the same time.
I love it. But now I want to know who's the guy responding to me thinking they were responding to Apologia. That's what I want to know.
You might have to do a stream. Truth, the objective reality, of course.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a stream right now.
And let me guess, some Christian pre-sub apologists.
Maybe it's in
of course. I guess that's a picture of Jesus there.
I needed that.
Why do they
that was
do
a good
this?
laugh.
This is it. This is it right here. Like, I'm sorry. This right here is, to me, we're done. We're done. Like, honestly, I hate to say this, y'all, but this is like... You're in the middle of a holy war. It just is what it is. I don't want to hear fucking bullshit about divisiveness and tribalism. Shut the fuck up with all that bullshit. We're in the middle of a holy war. And nothing, and I do mean nothing, other than horse shit, is sacred to the other side. And they just want to shit all up in our breakfast every fucking day. And unfortunately, we just live in the internet age. We live in the age of anonymous internet trolls and fuck-face idiots on YouTube with followings and influence and whatever else the fuck. But this is it, man. Like, it's like they really do want to just rip our ability to communicate, to use language, like not even the language isn't safe. They want truth to be some shit. You don't have to know it anymore. You don't have to be able to show it. Nah, truth and faith, they're basically the same shit. If you believe it, if you believe it and it's true to you, you can call it truth. In the sense that now everybody has to accept your truth. It's not how truth works. But they want to Christianize everything so they can feel comfortable. The objective reality, all y'all do is define and argue and precept your way around any constraints to deal with objective reality. It's all you do. It's your whole playbook. It's just literally all you got. And what reality? Go ahead. Tell me about the reality of your fucking God. Please enlighten me, because I don't know. Right? Right? I'm just a fucking ignorant atheist on the fucking internet, right? I don't know shit about your God. I'm completely fucking blind. It's Jesus' character. What? Truth? The objective reality? Jesus is the objective oh my goodness, I never fucking thought of that. Please tell me about the truthiness of your fucking God. Oh, well, God is a timeless, spaceless, immaterial, fuck out of here.
A stream. Yeah, maybe I'll do a stream right now.
A timeless, spaceless, immaterial reality.
Maybe it's in the description box of who he's responding
What a child.
to.
Oh, standing for truth. Nope. You're searching for delusions. Speaking of channels that shouldn't exist, what's this idiot up to today?
I asked them for markers that would change their mind. So if, let's say, we do not cut emissions by 40%, let's say we only cut it by 5%. And if this report says, well, then by the year, I don't know, 2100, 50% of the population.
I literally feel like I'm watching,
that's a great marker.
It's so amazing where, this person has just become literally like a right-wing fuckface. They're just like an atheist Steven Crowder or Tim Pool to me. Just a weaponized, ignorant fuckface moron. All right, let me get into some shit I want to talk about today. We're doing good. Oh, you know what? We just brought up fuckface Doug. So let's talk about fuckface. Let's talk about the situation with losing friends on the internet. It's actually a good segue. Since it's the natural segue, so I'll take it. I just want to express disappointment with. I'll just put my cards out on the table. That whole Doug situation really. I had kind of come to accept that Doug wasn't ever gonna be helpful or supportive of me in any meaningful way. And it just, so I had long been kind of indifferent about that. I want to say more. I'm gonna just tell it to you like this. if Doug wanted us to have a lot more subscribers, we have a lot more subscribers. I'm gonna just put it like that, right? And I think that based on the way he literally claimed to be friends with me and my one black friend, the fact that he didn't do anything to help us when we started Hot Program just kind of told me where Doug was at with the whole thing. And to be quite honest, we even offered him money. So, like, I literally remember being on the stream with Doug and being like, yeah, me and my one black friend are, like, literally looking to, like, you know, he said if an atheist is willing to promote our channel, like, give us a little spot or something, you know, we'll figure something out. Wasn't even my money. It was my one black friend's offer. He thought, you know, he thought, you know, it might be a good idea to do some advertising for the show. Certainly would. Again, to be honest, Hot Program doesn't even have 100 subscribers yet. But it's like, you know, he was willing to put money in advertise. Like, let's wait, you know, let's like get out here, let's build it up, you know, get our groove, get out here in the community and grow organically. But I was like, man, if you're willing to spend some money, then like let's see if there are some atheist channels that would be willing to, you know, run a little 10 or 15 second spot or agree to give us a shout out or whatever. Because, you know, if you're willing to spend money to promote the show, which I would be willing to do too, I just don't have it. but if I did, I was like, you know, I mean, it might be efficient because we'd be helping them, right? It'd be a way to support content creators we like or people in our community, people that we're fans of. And, you know, rather than sort of, you know, running an ad somewhere where you're not really targeted, you don't really know if the audience is going to be, you know, into your product, you're at least advertising to people that, you know, at least watch content in the same category, whether or not they like your show, you know, you'll give them the opportunity to decide that on their own. But he shot it down really quickly. And to be honest, I think maybe even realized that it was something maybe that could have some legs, because looking back on it, he actually kind of was discouraging about it in a way that I think maybe put us off the path of just pursuing that type of thing with other people who would have been into it, which, you know, whatever. But I just always knew, you know, that sort of thing wasn't going to happen, and it was unfortunate, you know. And I kind of just wrote it off as Doug probably thinking a lot of my shit was just silly, you know. So whatever. But you know, the falling out over the right wing trolling content, to be honest with you guys, it was pretty interesting because I almost didn't do it. Like it was one of those probabilistic things where I was really on the fence about it. I didn't really feel very strongly about calling in and talking to Doug. Like I was leaning really heavily towards just unsubscribing and not watching anymore, right? And you know, I just felt strong enough, especially when he did go there with race, that like he needed to be called out, and if he's gonna throw black people under the bus, and then he needs to hear from his quote unquote black friends that that's not cool, maybe. But it immediately shifted because, like so many things in this very, very fascinating YouTube neighborhood that we are parked in, which I think is just crazy unique. Like, it's wonderful, right? This is really cool. It's just hard to wrap my head around, because I've recently tried to explain it to some people who like don't use YouTube this way and then realize it's real different. We're real different, y'all. But anyway, like so many things that happen here, like, you know, it's like everything plays out. I think of us as like a neighborhood, right? Like this neighborhood of channel. I want to say community because, you know, that's my community is the people I'm intentionally in relationship with, who are intentionally in relationship with me. You So if you're not part of the Gather Slumber Party gang, at least 3 nights a week, I'm still on the fence about it. But it's kind of like everything plays out in the cul-de-sac, right? And so all the different little micro communities or households, watch everything play out in the cul-de-sac, and then everybody's, dealing with it in their own way. Like I said, it reminds me of being the only black kid in an all-white school in terms of when I was young, it felt like something that was happening to me, as it was, obviously. And then it constantly felt like the thing I had to deal with. And what I realized looking back is, while certainly that's all true, it actually caused race to be an issue, a topic, and a demarcator in my entire school community. Why? Because if I'm not there, then it's just an all-white school, more or less, and a couple passing-ish Filipino kids or whatever, right? And you just don't deal with it. And so, there are still, there's still prejudiced families and non-prejudiced families and racial allies and, racial issues and all of that boiling underneath, but they don't come to the surface because there's no impetus. There's no what's the term I'm looking for? You know what I mean? Like the igniter, the spark plug. There's nothing to set it off. But me being there meant everybody had to deal with it. Every household had to figure out, what would you do if I dated your daughter? Because everybody's heard that there's this fucking situation. Everybody knows there's a situation going on. So everybody has to deal with it. Whether I even ever speak to your daughter or not, I go to a really small Catholic school. There's 50 kids per class, 350 kids, grades 7 through 12. Anything big that happens, everybody knows about. So every family took a stance, and I know that because I could be walking down the hall, and lunch ladies will pull you aside, or certain parents just really always let you know that you were welcome there, that I had their support, that you always knew you had your fan club. I felt like the same thing happened with Doug. And likewise, like it was with the people in my social life growing up who were actually a threat to me or a problem, or who actually had an issue with me or actually was concerned about, I knew where I stood with them. And those were long, enduring hostilities that weren't going to change. And some of them did over, longer time due to, extraordinary circumstances, I guess you would say. But for all intents and purposes, that's just the way it was. And immediately it shifted to being more about how everybody else dealt with it. And that's what the whole Doug thing felt like. Doug's a right-wing fuckface. We all knew this. We all knew this day was coming. Doug sealed in the flavor a long time ago. And most of us were just kind of uncomfortably still there because we were kind of watching it happen together, kind of like this Kanye downfall or whatever, where like, of course you're going to watch it because it's relevant and it's a meaningful thing in your community. It's a person with a platform who's important to a lot of people, whose channel has been a forum and a hub for a lot of the community. A lot of our relationships started there, were sustained there, and for better or worse, that was an important space for many of us. But nobody's sitting around trying to figure out, well, I think most of us that are thinking about this from a reasonable perspective don't sit around wasting time thinking about how we can get through and influence Doug. Maybe, like I said, like myself or some of these other people have at a last-ditch effort, almost out of a social compulsion, felt the need to try to call him out. I think that's more about us than about him, right? Meaning I think it says more that people like me, Sean, and some others are, genuinely concerned about these issues and motivated. And, we don't rest easy with this type of stuff happening in our lives. And so, we normally have our own need to speak to it, so that we can go on and say, well, I did speak to it, because that's something that's important to us. I don't think it's something we would sit there and tell you, oh yeah, there's a real high probability that I'm going to say this or that, and Doug's going to have a fucking moment of clarity. Like, nah, you're just going to say your piece and get on with it. But I think that issue caused us to evaluate where we stood with everybody. It just did, because it happened in the cul-de-sac, everybody saw it, everybody reacted to it. So now everybody's reaction is playing out in the cul-de-sac. Be that some people ran over to Doug's house so they could console Doug or try to reason with him. And people are like, seems like they ran over to support the asshole, but not the people calling out the asshole. Other people ran over to support the people calling out the asshole and, showing more attention to, just the community and trying to get the community through it and beyond it. So then all of that, to me, is far more interesting than, Doug, because I just don't have a lot of hope that he's going to be a different human being anytime soon. Just being honest with you. Not saying I don't think he's capable of changing. I'm just not interested in personally investing in his change. To me, he is now literally Otangelo. By that, I mean somebody who I probably will decide from time to time is a source of interesting content. Like, oh, I need an easy show to do. Let's pull up Doug and have some fun roasting his monkey ass, because we know he's a good source of, he's a reliable source of weaponized bullshit at this point. And y'all know us, that's good for content. So kudos to him for being in the same category as Mr. Let Go and, Jordan Peterson and William Lane Craig, just somebody who's kind of fun to make fun of sometimes in ways that's really amusing. But anyway, I realized that there are some people who were not supportive in that process in a way that I find problematic. And to be honest, they haven't been supportive in a while. And it hurts to see people who were down with you, all about the cult of the flying man, all about the pocket locker, they're gonna ride the wave and ride the coattails. They're all about it. Couple things don't go their way, and then all of a sudden they just vanish. But everybody in the neighborhood notices they haven't gone anywhere. Still popping up over at this mutual friend's place. Still popping over, hanging out with the fuck faces. Still hanging out. They haven't fallen off with the neighborhood asshole. But they don't fuck with us. And so this is the thing I spoke to months ago. But I'm going to speak to now, and I guess I'm going to have to make a point to remind myself to speak to this regularly. I am, in fact, a human being. I do, in fact, need to eat, sleep, breathe, piss and shit like the rest of you. I do, in fact, have feelings. I do, in fact, have 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth, and all my senses work. I do notice how people treat me, and it does affect me. And I do think it's shitty for me to have to go through genuinely investing in relationships with people, genuinely trying to put them on, working with them, promoting them. I mean, you talk about people who aren't trying to help other people grow. My mods and co-hosts all have links in my descriptions. It's in my description template. That means their links are literally in every single stream, every single day. I often watch them live on the stream. I often tell people, you want to go watch them, even if I'm live. And then them people treat me like I just don't exist anymore. Like, just wholly irrelevant all of a sudden. But you still got mucho love-o for fuckface-o. And then you got to just realize it's all good. It hurts, but it's literally all good. Why? Because you ain't my friend. It just means we're not friends. Like, it just means people move on. And honestly, I know I'm an educator, dog. I don't like testing my students, right? But this is why I don't like testing my students. Because life will test you. Right? Like, my class, literally, I don't grade shit. Why? Because I'm going to have to give you a midterm. I'll make that midterm as practical as possible because I'm going to have to give you a final. I'll make that a practical project because at the end of the day, I want to know if you could really do the goddamn thing. And as I send you to do the goddamn thing, the challenges and the test are going to fucking happen. So I don't have to set up an exam for you. The process of just learning and doing a group project and trying to make yourself a little independent science project like you got to make for our class, writing yourself a reflective term paper like Rob is going to make you do, we going to figure out if you've learned or you haven't learned. Oh, trust us. The test is coming. And so we had to bring it up, but most people just did the thing. And so it's amazing because you feel so supported. Like, I felt like everybody rallied around me, which I didn't ask for. Honestly, wasn't even trying to make it about me, but that's what friends do. They're like, "Oh, Jay, I saw that. That was a lot, man. You good? Man, that was rough. What's up?" You know? And then everybody was just cool about it. And most people were like, "Yeah, we're done with Doug. Yeah, it's been a long time coming." But again, right, you don't have to do that because of me, y'all. Let's go down it. The socioeconomic shit, the anti-trans shit, the January 6th apologies, all that shit. January 6th wasn't an insurrection. Then it's the racist triggering of the left before. I don't even have time to enumerate the sins of this idiot. I feel bad when I do, because I know I'm leaving shit off the list that represents hurtful shit to people who don't deserve their hurtful shit to be forgotten. That's how much of a fuckface he is. It's like when I mention his offensive ideas, I feel bad because I'm forgetting shit that's important. Shouldn't be that way. Let me tell you all the times I've gone to bed thinking, what a fuckface Cameron Bennett was today. Done. All right, let me tell you, let me read the long list of times I've gone to bed like, holy shit, when I wake up tomorrow, I am doing a stream about that horse shit that came out of Carrie Ann's mouth today. Over. All right, cool. Let me tell you all the times I have woken up like, today is the day I have had enough of AR. AR has gone too far. Okay? Y'all, we need to talk about all the horse shit AR has done. Okay, let's start my timer. I want to make sure that I get this accurate. I don't want to fuck around because y'all know there's a long list of all the times AR's fucking pissed me off. All right, so we've got our little stopwatch here. All right, y'all ready? Here we go. I'm going to list the things, the list every single time that this has happened starting now. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Stop. 0.72 seconds. 0.72 seconds. It took me 0.72 seconds to give you all 0 items on the list of that many times. All right, I got one more for you. This one's gonna be rough. I'm calling out all my friends. I got 2 more for you. 2 more for you. Let's talk about fuckface YouTube punk. King of the birthdays, prop master, all that bullshit, always in the community, always telling us what's going on. There have been so many times I have gone to bed like I'm unfriending YouTube punk as soon as I wake up and feed that dog. Ready, set, go, stop. Done. See how easy that was? Anybody notice the fucking difference? That's how people feel about their friends. Does that mean your friends are perfect? Nope. Does that mean you agree with them about everything? Absolutely not. Does that mean they've never said or done anything to disappoint you? Fuck no. It just means every time that's happened, it's been perfectly within the bounds of a normal fucking relationship with a healthy human being whose influence in your life is a net positive. It's pretty simple. Yet this fuckface, we're constantly like, how many times hast thou demonstrated hate? Let me count the ways. You could fall asleep at night, instead of counting sheep, just count all the fucking marginalized groups this fuckface has done an offensive thought experiment about. Come on, y'all. So it's kind of bittersweet, because the bitter part is you realize it's some people you thought you were friends with that you ain't really friends with. But it's sweet because you realize there are so many people who were just friends when you needed one. And they did what friends do. And so it's very obvious that they're really friends. But it is also very obvious that some people aren't. It just is what it is. But that's that. All right, now I got to take a quick little break, so we'll be right back, and we are going to go in on Kanye. Yes, in on Kanye is next, folks. We'll be right back.
Ready for takeoff?
Start my morning every day with her. In the afternoon I lay with her. In the evening I'ma stay with her. Hi, I'm in love. I ain't even tripping, but them say she a drug, cause she here every day for me. In the morning hit her faithfully. At least a dub when we touch. No one falling in love. I ain't even tripping, cause she the one I could trust. Even bring her out on dates with me. See my mama new place with me. She hold me down on the days when I ain't feeling too up. I ain't even tripping, cause she with me in the clutch. I go all out the way for ya. Take some time out my day for ya. I even took her on a plane, but she ain't even a drug. Some say I'm tripping, but they ain't even in love. In the morning I might lay with ya. In the afternoon I play with ya. But I know I'm never tripping. The signs say I'm in love. Mary Jane is different cause she ain't even a drug. She be there every day for me. She my sweet Mary Jane shorty. I even took her on a plane, but never enough. Some say I'm tripping, she turned me into the plug. She be there dealing way with me. She be there to take the pain from me. The homie said that I'm tripping, but all they do is get drunk. Smoking on the wax, they thinking I'm off the drugs. I go all out the way for ya. In the morning I might lay with ya. In the afternoon I stay, cause she know that I'm in love. I ain't even tripping, cause she the one I could trust. She go running every day with me. Take the kids out to play with me. They say I'm tripping, I ain't slipping, cause she ain't even a drug. Niggas sipping lean, ain't worried what's in your cup. In the morning I might play with ya. Take a long walk and stay with ya. She my sweet Mary Jane, and she the one I could trust. Niggas sipping lean, but me I'm smoking a dub. I go all out the way for ya. Take some time out my day for ya. I even took her on a plane, but never enough. Some say I'm tripping, but they ain't even in love. In the morning I might lay with ya. In the afternoon I play with ya. But I know I'm never tripping, cause hi, I'm in love. Mary Jane is different, cause she ain't even a drug. Yeah.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Oh, man. All right, let me hit a little bit of lo-fi real quick while I pull up the next clip. Oh, I actually think this is jazz. Fine, we'll go with that. All right, gang. We're going to talk about Kanye again. And I feel like the first time we came at this, we really came at this from the perspective of almost having a bit of fun with it because Kanye is so crazy. And of course, we still want to always have a bit of fun with things. But I'm going to be honest that I kind of underestimated the magnitude of this issue. Number one, even though I spoke to the mental health issue a tad bit, sort of, hey, this isn't part of being bipolar, basically. I think I did that more or less as, another bipolar person who just feels like, I'm always taking shots at Kanye's bipolar crazy ass. But I think the conversation around that has escalated in a sense, in a way that I think maybe I didn't fully do justice to or speak to, and I think today's a good opportunity to say a little bit more about it because it is really important. And I'm going to speak to it in a way that I think might be hard for people who don't deal with this issue or know other people who do. Matter of fact, that's the question of the day, is that do you know other people who deal with bipolar? some of you guys do. I know a lot of you guys do, actually, so it's all good. I was actually surprised. I think Uncle Bobby spoke about it on one of our shows, and I didn't know that. That was interesting. So it's a thing where there's another issue here where I also spoke about it in a way where it was sort of safe to assume the ludicrousy of what he was saying. Because of the point, of course, you're even highlighting the fact that Alex Jones is being the more reasonable person in the room. But I've had some experiences recently that have really changed my mind on that. In particular, I had a conversation over the weekend with one of the members of my motorcycle club who at church in front of everybody was really like reinforcing Kanye's rhetoric. And, I felt the need to call it out. I did call it out. It was awkward. It got to the point where, everyone, including myself, was just trying to move on and get back to the rest of church. But it was like this kind of insistence. So I'm going to let David wax a little bit, allow those that have maybe not been paying attention or close attention to catch up a little bit. Feel like, you should roll a little tape, let people get a feel for what's happening. David also, as a person of Jewish descent, brings an interesting perspective to this himself. But yeah, I just think we got to talk more about this situation. And again, similar to Fuckface Doug, it's about the bigger picture. And that's what our job as content creators is. Like we would say the same thing to y'all about Rebecca. Like people would hear us talk about Rebecca all the time and act like we're obsessed with Rebecca. We're not obsessed with Rebecca. That fool puts shit out there on the internet that's representative and emblematic of problems that are going on in the world. And as people who make content about shit that, we need to talk about, they offer up their lives, on the world stage as examples to be critiqued. You don't show up and give a performance in the theater of life and then not expect there to be critics. So don't get it twisted.
All right, let's talk about the Kanye West video in which he says he likes Hitler. He likes Nazis. Now, before I even get into this, I want to say right up front, there are people who are not in agreement with the things Kanye is saying, but are dismissing this as merely being a very public mental health episode, and that's the only thing, the only commentary, the only analysis that needs to be looked at. Ben Shapiro, right-wing commentator, is one of these people where he says, obviously, I don't agree with this stuff.
I'll leave Rebecca alone when she takes the next step and deletes her channel. How about that?
Jewish, being Ben Shapiro, and he doesn't agree that Hitler was good or whatever. But that it has nothing to do with politics, has nothing to do with society or culture. It's just Kanye having some kind of mental health episode. It is clear from everything we have seen that there is a mental health component to this, but it doesn't matter in terms of the effect that this can have on people who already sometimes dabble in these sorts of beliefs, anti-Semitic beliefs, and who need very little to be pushed to the next level where those beliefs grow and grow and grow. And they can go, as we saw in the World War II era, from just ideas that crazy people say, come on, that's it, give me a break, into much bigger and terrible things. So let's not do the thing where we go, just a crazy person, doesn't matter. There's an entire movement. And by the way, this Nick Fuentes guy who was on the Alex Jones show alongside Kanye a couple of days ago are all the things he says also simply a mentally ill, a mental illness episode? Less clear. So let's just go right into it.
No, I think James is right. Her content is lingering, and I think she's just waiting around, staging her comeback, keeping her toxic little, paws connected to the community in her own ways. And she deserves to be talked about, probably forever. The way that she's interacted with people in this community and the things she's said and done will forever make her a perfect example of a particular flavor of Christianity, and certain, just certain things. And that's all I'm saying anyway, right? Again, I'm just saying people are examples of shit. It's like me making content where I talk about fucking evolution, and I've just put out, hundreds of hours on evolution. And then when people talk about evolutionary theory, they're constantly mentioning, as Jay Bundy says, or, people like Jay Bundy talk about evolution like this. And people go, why are you bringing Jay Bundy into this? Well, what does he have to do with this? You don't want people to say your name in relation to some shit. Don't go on the internet and talk about it.
Clips are literally...
Could nobody forced Kanye to go on this damn show?
Beyond belief, except they're not. What I mean by that is, if I simply told you 6 years ago, hey, here's a thing that Kanye is going to say, nobody would believe it. But then now, of course, it's exactly the stuff that he is saying. Kanye West, Nick Fuentes, after their dinner with Trump, appearing on the Alex Jones show.
You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also.
Oh boy.
I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love us, and you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts,
right?
And you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that,
again, there's just so much here. Pause the tape. It's like, y'all got to get and gather, because I love the fact that we just go totally raw and unfiltered on this shit and gather, and we have these great conversations, which only recently I've started to, because we mostly hang out, game, watch movies and shit, but, we watch some news clips, right? Because I don't watch a lot of YouTube as much on the channel. So, sometimes we watch clips and have discussions, and then I get motivated to, do a stream about it. But so it's great to hear everybody's voice, like even before I talk about something on stream. I'm just kind of appreciating that right now. It's kind of been a fun little wrinkle. But yeah, there's so much here. Like, first off, it really bothered me that he jumped in with the Christianese. Oh, I love everybody, because that's supposed to be the cover for the hateful bullshit. Oh, I love everybody, and then let me say some hateful shit. And that is really troubling, because y'all that come from, the cult families like I do, you recognize that shit. That's that hate the sin, not the sinner, and all of this type bullshit. And again, it's a total distraction, because it's a version, it's a Christian version of the I'm just asking questions. It's a Christian version of a thought experiment that provides them some plausible deniability. I'm just using Hitler as an example of someone whom, if we're supposed to love everybody, doesn't that include this person? So then shouldn't we also highlight all of the wonderful things this person has done? No. No, that's not how this works. If you love Jewish people, you don't say you love Hitler. Period. End of story. There's no reason to. And no, we don't love Hitler. This is why we have to speak to this, y'all, because we have to tear down the bullshit. We have to tell them the tactic, but then we also have to tell them that it doesn't work, right? So in other words, we have to say, no, you don't get to say you love everybody as a cover for some hateful bullshit. You just don't. So stop. Knock it off. Grow the fuck up. But number two, stop telling us this bullshit. Stop telling us this shit. We don't love everybody. And you just fucked this up. Because one of the number one test of are you a normal fucking human being is, do you have a healthy hatred for historical fuckfaces like Hitler. Point blank, end of story. There is no circumstances under which expressing your admiration for Hitler makes a necessary, relevant point as a social fucking commentary. And quite frankly, I think you deserve to be slapped upside your fucking head if you think it is. But again, we don't do shit like that because we work within the legal system. So instead, we have to make YouTube videos that slap you upside your head. Because that's some shit you should get slapped upside your head for. Let's just be fucking real. That's part of the problem in the world. People say shit, like Michael said, people have gotten too comfortable disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face for it. It's too safe. It's too safe. I mean, let's just be honest. What he is spewing is weaponized shit in an environment that has literally made it far too safe to say shit like this. That's a problem. And I'm not literally advocating violence, but people are supposed to step to you on this. He said, Trey Crowder said well in 3 minutes at Pocket Locker. I'm not sure what he's saying there. Oh, Trey Crowder said it well maybe in 3 minutes or something. I didn't see that video or whatever. But yeah, like, this is just, that whole I love everybody thing really sets me off because I recognize that right away. The other thing is, what is all this nonsense about the Jews and pornography? We kind of had a good laugh about that one last night, but this is just the type of shit like where you just want to, it's in line with the crazy deranged claim that Hitler invented the microphone and shit like that. But where is this Jewish porn cabal? Like,
invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician. You can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table.
Yep. And Kanye wants to fight for the value of talking about the good things Hitler did.
Yeah, absolutely, Ultra Runner. Like, I totally agree. He rides the train too. Like, just saying outrageous shit with that fucking smirk on his face because he knows nobody can do anything about it. That's what it is. It is literally the definition, not even of privilege. Let's not call that privilege. I feel bad because I love to talk about privilege, only because I feel like I've seen so much of it. I've grown up and I've had such a fantastic education in these things that I'm constantly seeing things and reflecting and learning so much about it. But, and so I'm I don't know, excited is not the right word, but I see it in new ways, and that engages my mind to speak about new ways that I see it. But part of the nuance I'm seeing is that's not privilege, right? David Pakman, Sean, a lot of people in the audience, James Apperson, they have the same privilege. They're white guys. Right? So, yes, but we all have that privilege, right? Like, I could sit up here and say hateful shit, and for the most part, as long as I stayed within the bounds of the law and the terms of service of the platform, I don't expect anybody to come up and punch me in the face. But the difference is that most of us don't flaunt that type of thing because we've recognized that just because I can do something horrible without bearing the consequences of it doesn't mean that becomes something I want to do. It's like Uncle Bobby jokes, I rape all the people I want to, right? Which is exactly zero. And most people feel that about this position. Yeah, I could sit up there as a white dude or any person with a platform and just say weaponized shit all day long and laugh. But that sick smirk on a person's face really demonstrates that they have the unique motivation to do so, and that they get a perverse, in my imagination, kind of pleasure for doing so. And that's the part that really makes you want to launch across the table. But it is what it is.
Now, by the way, Kanye has no clue what he's talking about. He says Hitler invented the microphone. Most microphones in use today are thanks to James West, who was a black inventor, not because of Hitler inventing the microphone. It's completely outrageous. Here's more of this stuff, if you can believe it.
I've done a lot of study. I think Hitler was a really bad guy, and I repudiate what Hitler did. I understand that the British intelligence set him up and used him.
I like Hitler.
I don't like Hitler. And I know you're...
There you go.
Boom.
And look at Nick Fuentes with this stupid grin on his face. This is a big victory, folks. They've got one of the most recognizable, well-known...
This is a great pause by David or his producer, but this is a really great scene. I mean, the body language says it all. Alex Jones is really trying to ring Kanye in. You can see almost this like fencing motion, right? Like literally a container, right? Like if you're trying to, think about trying to sweep something towards you on a table, right? There's like dirt on the table, you're literally trying to brush something in, trying to clean it up, right? Trying to restrain it, right? He's trying to literally you can see physically with his body language, he's trying to reel him back in, right? He set this up for him, and he's trying to, with his body language, let him know, bro, I set this up for you to for a softball, for you to tell people that you're not pro-Hitler and you're not pro-Nazi, and he's literally trying to jump in and save Kanye from himself. Nick Fuentes is just like the kid in the candy store who's literally been told, he's lucky kid number 100 who can have all the candy free of charge, and his parents can't tell him that he's grabbing too much candy and that he needs to leave some for the other kids. None of that. The candy store is yours, kid, for an hour. Take everything you want. It's really says it all. And then, of course, Kanye is just a complete shroud of chaos, literally embodying sort of a nameless, faceless, shameful hatred that hides in plain sight.
Black musical artists and celebrities generally saying, I like Hitler. This is a major victory for people like Nick Fuentes and the white nationalist movement. They are absolutely loving this.
Trying to be shocking with that.
I'm not trying to be shocking. I like Hitler. I do not. The Holocaust is not what happened. Let's look at the facts of that. And Hitler has a lot of redeeming qualities.
Again, same thing with Donald Trump. Somebody's going to come out and tell us we're taking it out of context when we now label Kanye a Holocaust denier. He said the Holocaust is not what happened. I'm so sick of these people telling me I don't see what I see, I don't hear what I hear. Gaslighting 101.
This is the voice of Netanyahu.
Well, CNN says white people are evil Nazis, so I disagree with both statements, but I get the pros.
I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at.
And the Nazis, in my view, were thugs that shook people down, did a lot of really bad things.
But they did good things, too. We're going to stop dissing the Nazis all the time.
Okay.
I'm Netanyahu. I ain't never had a supermodel. Yeah, could tell. The Jewish media has made us feel like the Nazis and Hitler have never offered anything of value to the world.
Okay, well, why would the Zionists...
Hey, guys, let's talk about policies and what's great about the Nazis at the same time. The Nazis paid well. And they always honored their contracts. Yeah, y'all, when I found that shit out, it fucked my whole world up. Because when you really think about it, you can't run the National Socialist blah, 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 blah with just the National Socialist blah, 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 blah. People had to feed the Nazis. clothe them, provide them weapons, vehicles, housing, safe passage, pussy, alcohol, tobacco. So now let's ask ourselves this question. How the fuck does the Holocaust happen? Is it just because that many people hated Jews enough that millions of Jews lost their lives as a direct result of the people who hated Jews? I don't think that's the whole story. There's a whole lot of people who enabled that effort knowing exactly whose effort they were aiding and what was going on. And they did it anyway because it was what's best for their businesses. So you want to say something nice about the Nazis? I'll give it to you. The Nazis paid their bills. You want to talk about Trump's policies? Let's talk about Trump's policies. I'm sick of all the hateful fuck faces in this fucking country who overlook the fucking bigotry, the fucking culture wars, the fucking anti-democracy, the taking of our rights, the oppression of the entire working and middle class, the crippling cost of getting sick in a country where everyone gets sick and refuses to enforce any sort of policy that would keep people healthy. Oh, and why do people want to put Trump back in office? Why do they keep supporting the Republican Party that continues to ruin our fucking lives? And no, I'm not being hyperbolic. They're actually trying to ruin our fucking lives. Oh, because the conservatives pay their fucking bills, huh? Oh, because the grift is good over there, huh? Pays well when you rock that Jesus pin. It pays well when you tell them people you're the candidate for God's people. It pays well to make hateful fucking content. Sound fucking familiar?
Be killing Jews in mass in Israel with the poison shot.
Because they work for Satan. They don't work for God.
Exactly.
Okay. So this stuff is completely beyond the pale. I mean, it's beyond any analysis. You can't analyze it for its substance. And there's a moment which is sort of surreal where even Alex Jones tries to get Kanye to walk back some of his statements, and Kanye just doubles down even further.
I don't think Hitler was a good guy. I get the Hugo Boss uniforms, amazing. But, I mean, just because you're in love with the design, you're a designer, can we just kind of say, like, you like the uniforms, but that's about it.
There's a lot
Appreciate you, Paul. Thanks,
that I love about Hitler.
And look at Nick
Pays well to be a
Fuentes
right-wing
grinning
troll.
and nodding along.
A lot of things.
Wow. Folks, this is... How can we say this is a meaningless lone nut when there's an entire movement behind the guy? There are people who are behind these messages, and they're increasingly prominent. Nick Fuentes met with Trump. He had dinner with Trump the other day. And so it's really important that we not allow this, as sometimes happens with anti-Semitism. I've said it before. Some in the audience don't like when I point this out. we shouldn't have a different threshold for anti-Semitism than we do for other isms or discriminatory statements and claims and whatever the case may be. Okay? This is dangerous stuff. And when we talk about it, it's not about saying Kanye is the next Hitler. That's not at all what the analysis is. But it's important to remember that there were lots of people in pre-World War II era Germany who would say a lot of this rhetoric that's floating around about Jews and all the different things, it's just rhetoric. It's never going to go anywhere. It has no teeth. There's no way it could ever go anywhere. And when people assume that, that's how more happens. Now, you don't have to jump to the Holocaust. You can just go to, well, more societal acceptance of public shaming of Jews, for example, right? There's all these little steps in between before we're at the Holocaust. You don't have to go to that. One last thing here. There was just an interesting kind of moment where Kanye says that Trump actually loved Nick Fuentes at the dinner that they went to.
All right, gang. I do want to support David P. and I don't want to play this whole clip. So, yeah, check out David Pakman show. He's got some really great content about all of these things that have been going on. I really love this stuff. It is much more engaging for me to be covering current events and things going on in the world. Much more up my alley than the apologetics and sometimes even the science, right? Because the religion, the apologetics doesn't change, and science progresses slowly. But current events, man, you got to stay current. They're always changing. So I've been kind of loving doing this, and it's definitely more the direction I've always wanted to go. I actually feel like I'm kind of getting to everything I wanted to do. I always thought about doing politics, dating coach stuff, as I've discussed last night. That's really what got me started doing, shows when I was in college. The sketch comedy stuff and wrestling and music. And I think we're slowly but surely getting all those things in the omelet. So having a lot of fun with it. But I wanna wrap this up because I want to make sure I put some time into some of the coding things I need to do before my meeting. But this is a great discussion to end on. And so I want to first reify what David Pakman was saying, which is this is really a problem because there's a much bigger thing with anti-Semitism happening right now. I think it's also a murkier picture in the American landscape because of things like the conflict in the Middle East, because of Zionism, because of this sort of tensions between religion and Judaism, sort of on the religious front, right? And so I think all of those factor in to making, every situation is unique. All of these isms, so to speak, the only thing they have in common is that we're talking about marginalized groups that, are still not treated equitably in our society, and we're trying to address that. But other than that, everything else is everything else. So, every single one of them has its own unique aspects to it that just need to be appreciated. But with this one of the things that comes up, I think, a lot is this association with power. If you can make a group seem like they're not in that bad of a position, then it sort of undermines the argument that they're marginalized. So I think you see this play out when people basically, associate, the Jews are running things, the Jews have all this power. Then it's okay to just talk about them, and that's not cool. And we can't let that become the norm. Hang on a sec. I don't like the way my camera is right now. So let me see something. Oh, it's probably fine. All right. So, that I find unbelievably frustrating. And last night in Gather, I spoke about this a little bit, where it reminds me of what I often see with sometimes Indian students or Chinese students at a sort of major state campus, like the one that I typically work with in like the Big Ten or whatever. It's like you talk about how smart those groups are or how rich they are. You know, what's up with all those super rich, smart Asian kids, right? Then, since you've put some praise, some status on them, then it's okay to talk about and treat them differently, right? And then it makes you feel like, well, you're not marginalizing them because you're saying they're smart, you're saying they're rich, you're saying they're powerful. So how is that a bad thing? I'm saying they got big dicks. I mean, what's so bad about that, right? And that's bad juju. All right, I had to test the audio real quick. I think we're okay. And I've noticed that, right? Because it leads to a different sort of stereotyping. The problem is you're still stereotyping people, right? And more importantly, you're dehumanizing people in the way that you talk about them. That's the ultimate core of it, is the dehumanization. Which the stereotyping is just, a technique to kind of help ease the grease the wheels of discrimination, you know. So that has to be addressed. And the real problem with this is people believe it. Wow, that's different, right? Because there's a lot of these things that I hate to say it, it's hard to get people off of because they just think it's true. And I realized when I heard, certain people talking that, like, they buy into this idea of the Jews running things. The Jews running the world. The Jews run the business. The Jews run this industry. The Jews run that industry. The Jews run porn. The Jews run entertainment. The Jews run fashion. The Jews run the government. Tell me what industry these people won't tell you the Jews run. It's fucking ridiculous. So we can't just act like this is just somebody's crazy uncle ranting in a vacuum, like standing on a street corner. This is a real problem. The other problem is people really think this man is some kind of genius. And so it does put more weight behind the things that he says because people radiate about his brilliance. And even the person who I heard say come to his defense was talking about, oh, well, he's so smart. He's smarter than me. So who am I to criticize him? And he's making some really good points. No. So this is absolutely an issue. The other thing I really want to touch on, like I said, I wanted to say more about the mental health situation with the bipolar. In some sense, I've honestly been there. In the sense of acting out the outlandish behavior, even the very, crazy, over-the-top outfit that he has on, like where you're wearing something that's so it doesn't go together. It's like a Four Seasons outfit, you know? Like, you know, like you got on the shorts, you got on some shorts with some low cut socks and sandals or some shit, and like a winter coat with a with a knit cap on or some shit. Like you just looking like the special crowd today. You know, always with a prop, you know, very meaningful prop in hand. You know, your fucking Nerf gun brigade or some shit. Sorry to hear about the weather, Carrie. But, y'all, I'm trying to laugh at some painful shit I done been through in my life. Please don't think I'm throwing my BPD fam under the bus, but look, let's face it, we've been through this shit for real. So I do recognize that these are all the hallmark signs of, you know, really having a bipolar episode. And so I don't, you know, I don't want to act like I'm above that. But the thing is, you have a responsibility to manage a condition. And I don't feel like that's it's really weird because this brings up a lot of issues, y'all. How accountable how are people for their behavior when they're not in their right mind? What obligation do they have to get themselves back on track and keep themselves on track? This is a bigger conversation. Yeah, there's just a lot of I don't know, like there's a lot of mental health going on in our society, right? But man, it's crazy because it's like if I'm trying to be out here and say like there's no way this could be an excuse for hateful behavior, man, then it's like I don't know where to draw the line, but I do think that that's the bigger conversation that's happening here, especially because I think so many people are going to be so quick to use the bipolar as a cover for Kanye's bullshit. And from my understanding, that's not how it works. Like, it doesn't, you know, again, like, you would, okay, maybe some erratic behavior or something, but this team's too strategic, too weaponized, there's too much effort into this, and it's too on script with so many very things, very like I don't know. It's this part of it is wild. And I don't think we have clear-cut answers here. But what's funny is I've been joking about Kanye's bipolar ass for years. To be honest, I suspected Kanye was bipolar long before it became something people close to him started to say. And what's interesting is I don't think he's really addressed it or talked about it publicly. And from what I've heard, been reported, I don't even know that, you know, he's had it addressed medically or been officially diagnosed. I think it's something people close to him have talked about, like him having. I mean, that'd be an interesting stream in and of itself to get into. But again, that's part of it too, right? Like, I remember the earlier period, my bipolar, where, didn't really accept the diagnosis or get on board with treatment. Some of that, in my case, had to deal with side effects of medications and things like that. But it's a long process. But we're in a very difficult position when somebody seems to be totally unmanaged and unmanageable, and then feeding into this shit. And at first it was, Kanye crazy ass need to sit his ass down and go take his meds, right? But really, his sort of mask off moment is really providing so much information about the core of the whole Trumplican thing. And even the quote-unquote moderate Republicans, moderate Christians, the building bridges of love and understanding type, they're all on the same conservative nonsense. He talks about wanting all policies held to the Bible. There's no way we could live like that. So are we not supposed to speak out against the theocracy because he's struggling with untreated mental illness? Hell to the nah. So the thing I really wanted to talk about, and it's just something I noticed, is that for me, Kanye has a long history of this type of behavior. And it's interesting that now conservatives are using his mental illness kind of like, oh, well, let's not blame him for this. Because if you think about it, when he fucked up and interfered with Taylor Swift's awards speech or whatever, nobody hit his ass up and was like, oh, well, y'all know Kanye struggles with bipolar and, sometimes it makes him act erratic. Like, no. It was literally, Kanye's a fucking asshole. Kanye made himself literally like the ultimate fuckface in music and entertainment for a hot ass minute, because he Kanye'd all over Taylor Swift's moment. And what did he do? Some traditional Republican right-wing nonsense. I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce deserved this award. What? I'm going to let you finish, but you should not have won this. What a gentleman. Please pass the mic over here, Mr. Ye. But was anybody like, oh, hey, every once in a while, that bipolar, it'll make you interrupt the celebrity in the middle of their awards acceptance speech? Nope. Nobody. People were just like, Kanye sucks. End of story. Right? When fucking Kanye fucking has a fucking spiritual reawakening, right? Start selling $80 blank t-shirts, right? Making the most unbelievable, expensive, dog shit fashion possible. Is anybody like, oh yeah, Ye is, you know, hey guys, every once in a while, hey, when you're bipolar, every once in a while, you just cook yourself up a little fake fashion scheme, a little like, what if I just sold people white t-shirts, right? Like the whiteys, you know, if I just sold them, right? But I just made them really, 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 really expensive because I guess they have my name on the tag, right? And we just sell them shit by like the millions. Oh, that's fucking brilliant. No. Did anybody say that? No. What do people say? Kanye fucking sucks, is what they said. That's what they said. They were like, oh, Kanye, did you see Kanye's latest new fashion trend? It's fucking awful. Did you hear how much Kanye's fucking shirts, Kanye is charging for his shirts and his sneakers? He fucking sucks. Kanye's trash, is what people were saying. When Kanye literally was like, he had a fucking spiritual reconversion, starts flying a choir around on a goddamn airplane, makes a fucking album on vinyl called Jesus is King. Did anybody go, hey, guys, you know Kanye's bipolar, right? Hey, every once in a while, that bipolar, it'll just make you start a choir. You know, you'll just be sleeping one day, you wake up, holy shit, I should give my life to Jesus and start a choir. I'll do that. No. Kanye found himself on that Jesus tip. Woo, yeah. Amen, hallelujah. What were the Christians doing? Were they concerned about his mental health? Were they worried about that bipolar? Maybe he's got him acting irrationally? Doing things that don't add up? Nope. They were bumping that Kanye Jesus is King in sanctuary after sanctuary after sanctuary after sanctuary, and they were so motherfucking excited that Kanye was on that Jesus tip. Running around his mental health. When Kim Kardashian was finally like, look, fuck Kanye. I don't want to be with Kanye. Kanye's fucking the worst. Nah, I'm out. Get my Pete Davidson on. Matter of fact, keep it honest, Kim Kardashian's pretty much the main one trying to tell us that Kanye was fucking bipolar and crazy and she was trying to deal with his ass. But she finally got sick of that. Even then, did anybody show any fucking concern about Kanye's mental health? Did anybody show any concern for Kim or his family or their children having to deal with Kanye's mental health? Nope. Not one iota. People were like, what? What were they saying? Kanye fucking sucks. And good on fucking Kim Kardashian for getting your Saturday night dick on. Hey Kanye, I heard Pete Davidson sent you a text that he was in bed with your wife. That shit was fucking hilarious because Kanye sucks. Anybody worried about Kanye bipolar and his mental health at the time? No. Nope. Nope, not at all. Not one bit. Not even a little bit. Here's one, got another one for you. Kanye goes on Tucker Carlson. Obviously, you're already a piece of shit right there. If Tucker Carlson is excited to talk to you, you've got some self-examination to do. Immediately. Goes on Tucker Carlson says a whole bunch of anti-Semitic shit on said interview with Tucker Carlson. They edit the shit out, thank the Lord. Sorry, all of y'all, quiet. Oh, that's Sean? Is that Sean? That's Sean. I thought that said Sarah. I thought that was Stupid Whore Energy. I was about to just cut the stream so I could talk to Stupid Whore Energy. Y'all know me. Hey, that Stupid Whore Energy pops up. I gotta go. Gotta go do things. Sorry, gotta go. Bye. Oh, I'm the worst. All right, so, but no, seriously. So look, so here's what Fox News did, yo. They literally edited out the anti-Semitic shit that he said, which says what? Y'all know what he said it. Y'all know he said it. Producers, whoever the fuck, something. Yeah, people knew, because somebody was like, yeah, I got to get rid of that. Right? And then what did they do? They produced a yay fluffer. A yay fluffer. They literally were like, oh shit, Kanye just came through. We gotta really push his segment with Tucker Carlson. So look, we did have to edit out a couple of anti-Semitic remarks here or there, okay. But look, we're gonna need all our big hosts to line up, and we're gonna need everybody to basically tell us how much you love Kanye, how inspirational you found his visit, how much of a genius he is, how touched and moved and motivated. They literally made a piece that made it seem like fucking Fox News was about to announce that Kanye was running for president, and they were here to endorse him. Go look at the shit. They're all about that Kanye. Did anybody say anything about his mental health, the bipolar, any of that? Was there any concern? No. No. Only when he gets caught going full frontal, I love Hitler all the way, and it can't get filtered because it's on fuckface Alex Jones' show live or whatever. All of a sudden, people are concerned about his bipolar. Well, what the fuck took y'all so long? Because I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Y'all want to talk about mental health problems in society? If that's what it fucking takes for people to start talking about your mental health problem, that's why we have mental health problems in this country. Yep. If you have to go full frontal, I love Hitler for us to call out your mental health issues, that's why we have a mental health crisis in this country. Because all of that shit I just talked about, nobody wanted to talk about his bipolar and none of that. But now it's a thing. Carrying crazy says mental health problems in my living room. Yeah, it's just, whew. If it doesn't, Logan Fisher said, if it doesn't affect people, why censor it? Well, this does affect people. You know. It's not about it. I don't think this is an example of a billionaire having trouble in the limelight. I think this is a problem of a billionaire said something that most billionaires don't say, and now all of a sudden they want to have a conversation about his mental health because they want to cover their asses. Nobody gives a fuck about Kanye's mental health. Clearly. Nobody in Kanye's camp gives a shit about his mental health. Nobody in right-wing media gives a fuck about his mental health. I honestly believe the only people that give a fuck about Kanye's mental health, ironically, are actually Kanye West fans. I think there's like a metric fuck ton of Kanye West fans out there who like genuinely, I hate to say this, y'all, it's almost like Kanye doesn't have enough fans around him. Is anybody else getting that feeling? You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like all the people around Kanye right now are Kanye enablers who are like strategically, politically, maybe aligned with him, like these Nick Fuentes types, you know, maybe whatever his camp looks like. But it feels like not even like, he don't even have like a regular crowd of groupies or like, you know, just people that just been with him since day one around. Like, they gotta all be gone by now. Because this is just unexplainable. This shit is very mysterious to me. I don't even understand this. But nah, seriously, like, all I'm saying is if you want to talk about Kanye's mental health, then let's be consistent. And let's start talking about people's mental health, you know, whenever they act out. You know, rather than waiting till they say something that all of a sudden is politically inconvenient for you. Now all of a sudden you're worried about them. What's up, Sean? I don't know what's going on with Sean. Sean's been kind of in and out. I didn't have my camera on before, but I turned it on. Now I'm ringing him. We're going to get this virtual office thing figured out. Sean, can you hear me? Hey, Sean. We can hear you eating.
That's the dog. Sorry, Jay.
Oh, that's the dog.
Yep.
No worries. So yeah, where are you at on this stuff, man? What do you think? It's good to see you, man. How you been? We do love Sean. Yep. Vanished again. We criminalize mental health. We'd rather put them in jail and get treatment. Yeah. We do. But this is a situation where this motherfucker ain't getting none of it. He ain't putting him in jail. And I don't think he's done anything that should land him in jail necessarily that I know of. You know, I shouldn't say that. I should not say that. I shouldn't say that, y'all. I think this is definitely hate speech. I really do. Wow. Yeah, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say, and again, I'm so glad I'm an evolutionary biologist because boy, I'm glad I'm not a politician and I'm glad I'm not a lawyer. But I gotta tell you, with my simple mind, y'all, if literally denying the Holocaust and saying you love Hitler is not hate speech, then fuck all. Just go fuck it. Hate speech laws don't mean anything. They just don't. Like, I'm sorry, they don't. They don't. I'm sorry. Like, yo, like, y'all know me. I'm over here way on the left, y'all. If it was me, man, I might be locking up the unvaccinated and COVID deniers for hate speech. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm real with mine. I'm trying to be real consistent with this one. Shit, you deny some shit where millions of people lose your life, you go fuck yourself. You do that shit online, go fuck yourself. We gonna have some goddamn accountability about this shit. You gonna learn today. But no, seriously though, y'all, what is hate speech if Holocaust denial is not hate speech? What is? What? PTSD, big issue. Yep. Oh, YouTube punk. I was thinking about this interestingly because I recently saw Kim kind of do this real picture, like she had on some real sexy boots, but she really wasn't wearing anything else other than Adidas from head to toe. And I was like, I don't know if you really rock Adidas like that. It felt like she was kind of just trolling Kanye, celebrating Adidas, cutting his ass. And it's kind of funny because, you know, if we're going to talk about mental health issues, I'm going to say this, and I know I probably sound selfish saying this, triggering bipolar people is not a good idea. I'm gonna just keep it. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, right? If you're gonna be aware of somebody's mental health condition, especially if you're gonna present yourself as somebody that, you know, has had to deal with that as a burden on you, and I think people should really deal with that, because I'm gonna be honest with you, as a bipolar person, it's very difficult to be in a relationship with me, any relationship with me. Fans know I'm rough. My fans is like, shit, this nigga will time out his own fans. Like, shit, I guess, damn, it's hard to be this nigga's fan. But yeah, it's like that. It's like hard to be my colleagues, hard to be my advisor. Definitely hard to be in an intimate romantic relationship with me. It's not on purpose or intentional. It's just me accepting the realities of my situation. So to the extent that my bipolar and anybody's bipolar, especially unmanaged bipolar, you know, unfairly affects other people, they deserve all the sympathy and support to get through that however they need to. You know, it's just the reality of it. But at the same time, triggering that bipolar person's not usually the type of response we want to encourage, right? Because you're dealing with a situation where somebody's already outside the normal zone of regulation, right? So they're already, you know, demonstrating extreme behaviors and shit like that, and that's what you're doing. You don't want to knowingly, you know, throw gasoline on that fire, even though that might feel good at the time, right? So it's just an interesting thought on that. I get both sides, trust me. I get wanting to rub your nose in the face of somebody that's hurt you, right? But it's like, hey, if we're going to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. Here's the truth. Triggering people you think are crazy, not a good idea. It just isn't. It just isn't. It's not. It's not really the way you want to handle that. You want to just keep your shit together, stay tight, you know, and make sure your behavior is reflective of, you know, your values, your disposition, and your coping skills, your ability to cope things. Because, you know, you're weakening your leverage in that sense. If you're thinking about something like she needs to protect her kids from him, well, she doesn't need to put herself in a position where she looks like she's being petty, right? Because, you know, to be honest, there's been a lot of shit I've heard about, I won't go into, that I've heard in that particular situation that definitely doesn't make him look good, right? So you got to make sure, if you're going to make the case that this other person's an unfit parent, that you look like a fit parent. Yeah, it's a lot of good crazy out there. I love good crazy too. That's a very interesting thought too. But yeah, I actually do support, you know, getting kids away from them. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all too. I support it even on some of these political ideas. Because of the fact that I really do believe that these type of ideas have that much influence and effect on people, so that they need to be kind of addressed. All right, y'all, look, I've been chilling here in the captain's office. I think Sean was trying to get in here. I'm glad Sean came through. I have a meeting at 6, but let's go in here real quick. I think I'm gonna come back later. I have this little meeting, so I'm gonna take a break. Actually, matter of fact, let me put y'all back over here so I can send a link to my the person I'm meeting with. I think I want to meet with them in the Virtual Evolution Lab. I got to send the email out real quick. Yeah, and then I got a couple of emails to send out to my students. And then I'll probably come back and... Oh, you know what? I got to go to bed early tonight, so I probably won't come back, actually. I'll probably end the stream, and then we'll hang out and gather after my meeting, just because I want to game and chill. I don't know. We'll see. I think I may come back. I may just do a shorter stream later. We'll see. It just depends on how long my meeting goes, I guess. Because I like to get off early on nights like tonight so we can hang out and gather for a few hours before I go to bed. It'll be all right. We're good. Let me send this one email, though. I got to get into the right email account. Sorry about that, guys. I have a couple different accounts, so one usually for the show and all that stuff, and another one. And so I actually let my students use either, so I always got to check both places. All right. Cool. It's actually kind of a bittersweet time in my training here because I have... damn it, I missed this fucking meeting again. What time was that meeting for? Oh, she sent me this 2 hours ago. All right, hang on, guys. Fuck me. What time was I supposed to meet with Hattie? Can't believe I forgot this fucking meeting again. I thought it was tomorrow. Oh, fuck me. Was that today? Oh, it was fucking today at 3. Yikes. All right. I don't think she's still in here. Let me check. What the hell's going on with my thing? All right, whatever. I gotta deal with this later. Hang on, let me respond to this email. Oh, goodness. All right, so let me see. I need to send this link to my student real quick. Let me put something on. I don't have anything on for you guys. I'm sorry. Here. Why isn't this coming through the speakers? Oh. That's really loud. Hope you guys like Christmas music. That's going to be the question of the day tomorrow. I'm sure people are very opinionated about Christmas music. All right, where's... All right, I'm in the right account. I gotta find this damn email. Fucking hate this shit. Oh my goodness. All right. Link. All right, here I go. Let me think. Edit the map. Copy the URL. That's what I need to do. All right. Let me see. Oh, I gotta get the password. Alright, let's close that out. Alright, gang. We good there. Let's check on experiments. Let's do some fucking science up in this bitch. Alright, let's close that. Close that. Make sure you're good. Good to go.
Look at the tree.
Let's log into more than one gather at once. Alright, let's see if our VPN is on. I don't think it is. Let's connect it. We need to do that. Actually, I'm gonna get in the habit of also changing to the camera. I can EDAC so I can make sure my my IP address doesn't pop up. Alright, we're good to go, gang. Alright, let's get up in the HPCC. Who's doing that? It's you. Alright. Alright. Let's go. Alright. Boom. Good to go. Nothing. Good. Alright, so we should have snapshots. Let's go see. They would be in shape. No. I don't know. Force, I think. I'm dumb. All right, go back up to the top. It's not in any of these. We made a new project. Thank goodness. In ShapeMave.
Hey, man!
Woo! Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me.
This makes sense!
Alright, so now let's go to work, maybe? Yeah, I guess we did it in here. Alright, blah, 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 go ahead. What's in there? Cool, what's in there? There we go, snapshots. Alright, all the way through 10,000. Every 100. Yes. Gangster. Alright, Alright, now what do we want to do? We want to gaggle these. Alright, alright, here we go. Let's zip these up real quick. just like we did last time. All right, let's make sure our zip command's the same, since we already invested in that. I don't know. I don't want to fuck up the arguments again. God damn it. There's a search function that I never do correctly. But this one will get it done. All right, let's do home. So we go to the beginning of the line. We'll call this shape test 3. Yep, that's fine. And then we'll go ahead and run it. I could technically just have zipped the first 8 seeds or the 5 seeds, the ones we snapshotted, and like been all fancy about it, but I don't really give a crap. We can let it run. We don't care. This will be easier because we'll still have everything else when we unpack everything. I'm trying to think. What is it? It's a zip command. Yeah, there's definitely a way to just tell it to do the seeds we want, but I don't care. Honestly. Alright. What else do I need to do? When this is done, I need to ship it over back to our local machine, unzip it, so that we have our snapshots tomorrow when we work with Cliff. I want to get back into our coding, and we're going to work on pointers, but we don't have any time to work on a new program, but let's go ahead and get our tool chain set up. That's a good use of this time here. So one thing we'll do, we'll get going in WSL, give us a WSL terminal, go to our home directory there, pull this a little bit, it's a little loud. Let's close some stuff we don't need. Actually don't, because I'm probably gonna end up coming back and needing that, so. We'll do a code mode later. I'll just stop recommending PineCreek politics shit. I don't want to see this. Ooh, there we go. Much better. You guys can actually watch us get ready for the next show live. All right, I'm gonna leave that. Let's see. We wanna. Nah, we're going late night code mode time. So let's do something else. We definitely want to go lo-fi, like dirty. Dirty, like dirty lo-fi. Is that a thing? We just put dirty lo-fi. There's no way this is long enough, but yes, 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 with the tape noise. Yes. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is phenomenal. I love this. This type of dirty, saturated, bit crushed, compressed sidechain sound is my favorite. Yeah, that shit where you break all the rules of production, where you use all the tricks to just make that shit noisy. Y'all know y'all vibing. Sean, what happened to you in Gather, bro? Sean's Gather game was just not at its best today. Oh man. Uh-oh. Oh, this is my shit. Oh, yeah. No, we're good. Oh, you're still gone. All right, so we're gonna get that up. Let's see what else we got. Let's get our Visual Studio going. So good. All right, what else we got? We want that. What do we normally do? I guess we create a new project for now. I just want to see it fired up. Nah, we'll just stay here actually. That's a fine screen. Let's get into Sea Lion. What are you tripping on, baby? Sea Lion, what you doing? Yeah, I love this beat tape, man. Man, this shit got me wishing we just did more lo-fi and chill streams. That's what the code and mode is about, baby. Just vibing. Like this community needs more vibe, less apologetics. That's my opinion. More lo-fi and chill, less Jesus and frill. Tips of the day. Control-Shift-V to select the fragment that you have previously copied to the clipboard. Interesting. All right, and then we need VS Code. VS, more like VS Mode. Ooh, look at that. Why do I forget how to do themes in here? I'm like, if I'm gonna just sit here, I was gonna show you my theme, but I'm like, I don't remember. The view, ICS command palette, theme, Control K plus Control T. There we go. Control KT. No. There we go. All right. So we see we have the default dark going. Now we're gonna get serious about our mode. We're gonna have to get, yeah, look at these. These are not, look, I don't have my themes. All right, so let's go to extensions. Let's see if my extensions are still here. I think I made an extension at one point. Look at that, yo, I have extensions up here. Look at that. Look. Damn cameras in the goddamn way. Yo. Look at that. My very own VS Code extensions. All right, hang on. Let me show you. Let me show you. Look. Pocket Locker, Letter Light, and Letter Dark. These are my custom VS Code. Ooh, look at that. That's light. Look at dark. Woo! Sexy monochrome. Why did I do this? I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because believe it or not, like, I don't know, it's like fun. It's like really fun to like code in this way where right now this is the bracket pair highlighter. Let me turn that off. Where extensions bracket. I actually kind of use it sometimes, especially when I'm Getting used to language with bracket, pair. Which one is mine? Rainbow. What am I using right now? I don't know what plugin mine is using right now. All right, here we go. Let's go extensions, installed, recommended. Let's see what's installed. I don't know. Anyway, something else is highlighting the brackets. It's not me. Here's my Ubuntu installed ones. What is doing the brackets? All right, anyway, I'll figure it out. But anyway, it's not my theme. My theme is totally flat. And it's just cool because I call it like letter because it makes it look like you're just writing a flat letter. Like it gets rid of a lot of visual cues. Actually, there's still a little bit of bolding you can see here. There's like some subtle stuff on keywords, but it's mostly just flat. And I don't know, I really like it. I really like it. It just gets to be a way where you're just focusing on what you're writing and it takes away all the other color cues. But a lot of times, I'll show you guys some of my other favorites that I'll get from the extensions. I use one called Royal Purple, I think it is. Shades of Purple, this one. Boom, love it. I even actually make a custom prompt sometime with this unicorn. Shades of Purple is like my baby. This one, there's two of them. There's like a super dark. They're both great. They're both phenomenal color schemes. I really enjoy these. And then I just won't feel right if I don't have my Batmans. Most of the time I use Batman. Even like when I do presentations and stuff, I usually use my Batman theme. Yep. There's a few of them. I think I go with this one. It's actually, the one's called Batman. Yeah, here we go. It's actually similar to Dark. It just has some really great colors. Gives me that Batman, Batcave feel. Love it. Let's look at my code. Ooh, look at that. Yep, that's what Daddy wants to see. That's Batman. Ooh, okay. We are ready to get to work. I wonder if anybody made like a holiday theme. Wouldn't that be gross? But there's some really cool green shit that's like Matrixy looking or whatever. Somebody make a holiday theme. North Pole. I want to see it. It's cute. Let me see it. North Pole, set it. Boom. Let's see what it looks like. Let me see what my code looks like. This is not North Pole. It's cute. It's cute for Christmas, y'all. Oh, it's cute. Y'all, we're doing real serious coding right now. This is what you got to know. You got to see. What is this one? Is it really that purple? Like what? So this is North Pole. And Christmas is purple and shit? Did my mom make this Christmas with the purple going on? It looks like my mom did this. I don't know. That's not singing Christmas to me, y'all. What y'all think? That's not really singing Christmas to me, y'all. That ain't Christmas. That ain't real Christmassy. I don't know. Gross. Who thought of this? Who did this to us? Fire them. Okay, this is trying to get somewhere towards Christmas colors, but actually functional as far as coding. This is a very high quality effort right here. This is a vibe. They didn't cheat. This is a code Xmas. Of course, the Xmas got it right. Of course, duh. All right. Santa baby, give it to me. No. No, absolutely not. Under no circumstances. What? Santa baby, come on down my chimney tonight. Santa baby. Is it snowy? I guess is that supposed to be snow, cold, blue, North Pole, green and red tones throughout? You know what I think? Gross. Ooh, I always like to try out new stuff. Let's try Vaporizer out just to try it. Ooh, Vaporizer, you got a lot, huh? Ivy Dark. Vaporizer. Joker. Ooh. Vaporizers gave us a lot of new, interesting things to think about. Having fun with this. Oh, y'all got a Batman up in here? Come on then, what you talking about then? Come on then, what you talking about then? What you talking about then? Let's show me my code. Woo! Daddy likes. Daddy likes. Daddy approves. Daddy approved. That's what that is. You did that, Batman. You can come and stay in my Batman collection. You can also stay in my Batman collection. Okay, Vaporizer. I see you. I see you doing new things. All right, give us something good for the winter time. You know, wintry, frozen, cold. Nah, we gotta go straight. You gotta go with the theme, man. It's fucking Christmas time, man. I gotta show commitment, man. Nope. We gotta go something holiday. We're serious about this. This is a very, very serious endeavor. The crowd is deeply invested in this. I think we're going with this one. I don't even like this one. Do I like this one? I think it's Christmassy. It's so offensive, though. Oh my goodness. It's almost offensively Christmas. All right. Oh my goodness. I don't think I can. I think I'm chickening out, y'all. I think I'm chickening out. I really do. I might go with this one. It's kind of the vibes. All right, here we go. Let's get it. That looks good. We're actually gonna have to run this again after that code's done. But I'm just fucking around with y'all, killing some time. All right, we're gonna get in here, and we're not talking about pointer arithmetic yet. We're gonna go ahead and get like the. Actually, you know what? I think we're gonna start over on. Pointers, like, they're such a big thing. We really use them in MABE quite a bit. Oh man, this has been a fun stream, y'all. This has been a really, really fun stream. All right, I appreciate everybody. I'm winding down. Y'all are winding down. People are probably off to do other things. If not, they're going to have to go off and do other things for a little while. I want to meet with one of my students, use that to catch a quick snack and a drink, and then I'll be back. We'll do a little code and mode, and then we'll link up with the gang and gather, have some fun. I think tonight's Tuesday night, so we'll probably just take it easy, kind of free-flowing, watch our shows. I'll put together a dope movie list, and I'll be playing some Pinochle. And, we'll have fun tonight, man. Appreciate everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in the stream. In the name of the Darwin, the Dawkins, the Christopher Hitchin, Science, bless you all. I'll see you soon. Hope you tune in later. Poof.
Why she wanna leave me alone? Saying all I do is wrong. No rights when they been left turns. Playing that she gotta let it burn. Saying that the hell's not a home. Sunshine cause you heard it all before. Sometimes she don't wanna be alone. Most times she don't want me gone. She don't know I tried my all. She don't know I sprung in the summer, but I'm going in the winter, so we good to the fall. Remember how I told you I get it and I went, now I got it, you ain't answer my call. Wonder if I've been moving too strong. Maybe I just been moving too boss. Really hate when the feeling get lost. Nowadays she just dodge my calls. And the game throwing laws like Paul. Young legend Miss John like Wall. And I wish you never met like Call. Thick game lay it down like law. Made plans but you canceled them all. I was just trying to splurge in the mall. Now I'm home stacking bread till you call. It's time to roll. She tryna slide. We smoking Zah. Stop acting shy. Cause you a demon when I get between your thighs, girl. You like my rib, you know I need you by my side, girl. It's time to roll. She tryna ride. We smoking. Stop acting shy. Cause you a demon when I get between your thighs, girl. You like my rib, you know I need you by my side, girl.
We smoking that side. I'm trying to get high. She said that she not ready for love, so I waste my time. I got demons in my closet, I can't hide. I did all my exes wrong, they wish I died. Damn, I tried. They won't believe me when I say this. Oh my God, what a blessing. Hello Phoenix, that's my twin. I told these hoes they won't get my heart again, not again. Cause they were missing when I needed just a friend.
They were missing, yeah, they always missing. They don't want no smoke, they hit the blunt and started tripping. My daughter about to be 5, I